joined by the legend himself. He's finally back. Andrew Wood in studio with us. Missed the first 2 rounds. Bummer, buddy. But you're back for your second home race.
Yeah, second home race. So we still made it to an Anaheim, but going to be maybe missing more if I can't figure out my schedule than I want to this year. But it's going to be good. It's going to be fun, and I'm glad to be back in the booth with you. It's been a lot of years now doing this, and it just feels right. So no place I'd rather be on a Wednesday night.
It just feels right, no question about it. You've seen the first couple of rounds so far, so you've got a little grasp on what's going on. We'll talk about the championship picture in a minute, but what have you kind of made through the first couple of rounds, the tracks, and the racing that we've been able to watch?
Tracks, I didn't really like Anaheim 1 that much. San Diego seemed pretty good. The Braden Carter explosion that we saw seemed a little bit weird. But man, I think tonight's going to be the best one yet. We have what seems like one of the craziest tracks. I haven't ridden it, but watching you ride it and your video on it, this track is insane. Some big rhythms, a lot of bull corners, back-to-back whoops. There's a lot going on, and really excited. Hopefully we see a Braden Carter bounce back and some really good action in both these classes.
Yeah, I think the Braden Carter bounce back is a must need for not only people in the chat, they're already excited about it, but obviously Carter himself doesn't like to see himself have a bad round any week. Like, he wants to go out and win every race, like he said in the preseason. So for him, this is obviously a big deal, but for everyone else, they're seeing this as a window of opportunity. The door is open, right? So if you're Braden Carter, you've got to shut the door very quickly and stop the bleeding if you can. I apologize that I just had the chat on A-Wood that entire time. All right, let's talk about qualifying as it is going on at the moment, and just about wrapped up actually. So let's take a look at what it looks like, and I think we're going to get a refresh, hopefully, maybe. I don't know if the Race Factor website will load or not, but at least as of, let's say, 10 minutes ago, Cade Matherly was fastest in 450s, 101.7. And look, what we can talk about from just looking at these times real quick is this track is massive. Big racetrack, uses a lot of the floor space inside Angel Stadium, and probably one of the more unique Anaheim tracks that we've ever seen as well. So it's going to be a real challenge for these guys tonight.
Yeah, it reminds me, I think it was back in 2017 or 18, they had like a turning rhythm after the finish line. The kink in the rhythm kind of seems like that. As we see, Cade Matherly is still there, but Carter gets jumped by Seth Carr and Seth Shirley. What's funny is even shorter lap times than Anaheim 1, but the racetrack itself, the amount of rhythms, everything that we have, there's like 4 or 5 different rhythm sections. I think it's so much of a better track, and there's still shorter lap times, but man, the baseball stadiums, you build them right and over a minute lap times and great bigger floor surface than the football stadium, it's going to be great. Yeah,
this racetrack is going to provide the goods, no question about it. Looks like on the refresh, Cade Matherly did stay top time. I have people saying Braden P1 in quali, but I don't know. I just refreshed and it says Matherly still. So apparently I'm either looking at the wrong thing or you guys are looking at the wrong thing. But either way, 101.7, 101.8, 101.8. I mean, gosh, it is close at the top, and Carter at a 102.1. So last week's winner, Seth Carr, we're starting to see kind of the fresh faces. Honestly, preseason, one of the talking points was the new class of talent, and this is it right here. Matherly, Carr, Shirley, the top 250 talent, all 1, 2, 3 in qualifying, at least provisionally so here in Anaheim, and Braden Carter right behind them. So this is the new era. Not necessarily meaning that Carter is going to get beat by these guys, but these guys are now here, and they're ready to challenge.
Yeah, I mean, that 4 through 7 right there, Carter, Sullivan, Jackson, Leclerc, that looks like, it could have been top 4 in qualifying last year, but now they're surrounded, sandwiched by all these fresh names graduating from the 250 class. And yeah, I mean, they've got some people to worry about. Seth Carr showed us last week that he's no joke, and Shirley, and Matherly kind of figuring it out now. Man, it's going to be dangerous, and it's not going to be easy for Carter or Leclerc to walk to a title like probably both of them thought they'd be number 1 and 2. Now you have so much more competition.
Yeah, and of course, Leclerc rolls in as the championship leader. Oh, let's take a look at, That's going to open the game in a spot I don't want it to. My bad there. Braden Tharp fastest in 250 West, as he's pretty much been all season long so far, but now he's leading the points after a big win in San Diego last week. Jake Spieth, Evan Vanderkoy, Wyatt Grant, Caden Speck inside of the top 5. This is a 250 class that is full of hungry talent, and the championship picture between them as well will remain interesting, I think, before, even when we head east. Braden Tharp up 5 on Hayden Stevenson. Jed Holyhead moves to 3rd in the standings. McIntosh and Wyatt Grant, 18 points separating them, but I feel like week to week, any one of those names in the top 5 or even outside the top 5 can win in this class.
Yeah, this class is super unpredictable. Those top couple are going to try to separate themselves. Once you get 3 or 4 rounds in and you start getting people 20 points down, you kind of are out of it. So those guys, Holyhead and McIntosh, they got to worry about getting a good finish and getting back up in there, because they're going to get left. It always looks tight at the beginning, but you will surely see 2 of these guys, 1, 2, or 3 of these guys kind of graduate and become the class of the field. So White, Drizzle, and Rogan, they got to try to stay in there and not lose touch with that front.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can do that here tonight at Anaheim. The 450 standings as follows. It's as good as you probably wanted to get, as Leclerc leads by 1 point over Carter, 2 points over rookie Rasmus Balzer. Colby Eaglin, we know he's going to be a force to be reckoned with all season long. Luke Sullivan, the reigning MXS playoffs champion, is only 11 back. And look, Seth Carr missed the opening round due to being evacuated from the fires here in California. Comes back, wins San Diego. He's only 14 back. That is not out of it by any stretch of the imagination 2 rounds in. And this 450 class, like, there's 4 guys tied 14 points back, and the top 10 is separated by 15 points 2 rounds in. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Top 10 within 15 points is insane. Seth Carr, if you're going to miss the first round, you know how you fix that? You go out and win the second round, and I'm sure he's looking to put it on top of the box tonight and bring that even closer. This reminds me of the real-life 450 class we've seen so far through 2 rounds as well. A lot of parity, 1 good finish, 1 bad. So Leclerc just happens to be the best of, I guess, the mids, but you're going to try to someone's going to lock in and start knocking off some top finishes consistently, and Seth Carr is probably going to be that guy.
Well, we'll see if Carr can keep the ball rolling from San Diego here tonight at this very interesting racetrack in San Diego. Let's take a look and make sure I'm in the right server. I am. And so we're going to look overhead at this racetrack and talk about it here for just a minute. This track is, as we mentioned, very, very crazy. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm going to let you talk about it here for about 2 minutes while I go try to figure out what my daughter's yelling at.
Did you hear the dogs before that too? That was crazy. All right, so if we're looking at the very far end of the stadium by my beautiful Anaheim Angels rocks and waterfall back there, we got the start going along the backstretch. Pretty good. There's not even that many fans over there, so that's probably the best spot for the start. Left hand 90 looks fairly open, not too sharp into what looked like a pretty difficult rhythm, but I'm not sure exactly what the race line's going to be. Just saw Kellen throw down a lap or 2 on it. Turning into a Supercross triple that could be hairy on the first lap, but as long as they don't try to spice it up too much, into this really interesting long section coming back towards us with the black bales. I'm pretty sure it's a triple over that 353. Then you're going to triple in, and then right where it kinks, you can actually hit a 5, a quintuple off of that table all the way into the corner. I'm not sure if that's going to be the consistent race line depending on that kink and how it battles. Then a pretty simple kind of rhythm, probably triple, and then a split section, which will be interesting to see if that outside gets used or not. What's going to be the fastest line by these guys into a short little rhythm before the finish. 1 long, tricky rhythm. I'm pretty sure there's a quad in there. If not, triple on off triple, and then turning left, hitting a double into back-to-back whoops, which I love. A lot of bull turns on this track. 1, 2, 3, 4 before the finish, 5, kind of 6, and 7 after the whoops. So 7, 9, 180 corners. Really only 1 90, maybe 2 if you count the one after the whoops. So yeah, really good racetrack here. Split start and tunnel, I'm not really the biggest fan of. Gonna screw some guys on the outside without a good jump, but man, this racetrack should be really good for us. A lot of rhythm sections here, bull berms, which we all know that brings out some of the best racing. So Supercross in a baseball stadium is the best, and Suck it, San Diego. That's all I got. Kellen's dogs were murdering each other, followed by children. We're getting a lot of hydrates in chat. I do have a beer here for you guys, so don't worry, we're hydrating.
And I might start drinking later after this hectic night. So
I think we might.
My daughter needed a snack and opened a freaking juice box. She's about killing somebody trying to yell for us to come down.
We normally try to save it for the end of the year, but hey, I don't got to work till late tomorrow. Let's get twisted.
Okay, let's get it going here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got 250 heat number 1 coming up, and I'm going to try to get these graphics up on the screen for you guys so that you know what we're watching here tonight. And it is, like I said, 250 heat number 1. All right, let's see. These guys out on the track? Yes, they are. Probably could have just done that. And we get a first look at what these guys look like on this racetrack. Let's take you through the rundown of who's going to the line in this one. Ryan Pinkerton, Hayden Stevenson, Devin Johnson, Wyatt Grant, Dale Mullins, Tanner Thorson, Tom Cano, Jake Spiess, Timmy Briscoe, Max Wilczek, Ivan Medina, Barry Brands, Tucker Zimmerman, Ryan Anderson, Dash McMillan, Carl Robitaille, Jax Lindsay, Andre Feitosa, and Jay-Z make up the list of everyone heading to the gate here for this first race of the night. So here we go, folks. The time to go is now as we are ready to launch here into turn number 1. I don't know why that's still on the screen. My apologies. There we go. We're off and running from Anaheim, 250 heat number 1. Split start around the tunnel and some chaos already. We're going to see that a lot tonight. But out of the middle, Dash McMillan gets off to the start. Ryan Pinkerton trying to triple down the inside to take over the lead. Will not quite get there. And it's McMillan leading here on the opening lap.
Yeah, Pinkerton, good start there. McMillan able to come back and get back on track quickly. Look at this, triple around the corner. No, they went double, triple. These 250 guys, a little bit smaller line than we might see from the 450 class. That start is hectic as hell. It might actually be worse than the Anaheim 1 start, so changed my mind there. But Dash McMillan using up a lot of the racetrack right now, but slowly pulling away.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of a gap already established on Ryan Pinkerton. Jay-Z, Jacob Arnbrister, moving up into the 3rd position here early on, and has not made a main event yet this year, I believe. And he's the reigning 250 amateur national motocross champion in the game, so obviously looking to make some amends there. As we got a rider getting sideways in the whoops right there. That was Pinkerton out of 2nd. And these whoops, man, they'll reach up and bite you in a hurry, as we've already seen a couple guys getting sideways trying to avoid Pinkerton. Carl Robitaille going a little bit for a ride there as well. And over the tunnel jump, everybody goes. Andre Feitosa, Jay-Z made a couple passes. Looks like this mid-pack battle seems to be the best one on track as McMillan continues to dash away from the field. Stevenson going down. That is our Anaheim 1 winner. And remember last week, he had to go through the last chance qualifier and was not going to make it until the seas parted on the final lap of the LCQ. And he was able to slide in and get a 3rd place finish in that one. So right now he goes backwards. Looks like he's going to find himself down in the 15th spot. He's got some work to do to try to make it up into a qualifying position. This is where we're looking at for all the action, though. Look at this battle right here, Haywood.
Yeah, that guy looks like a Aussie flat, or what's that, Brazilian? What's the yellow-green? That's like the Aussie rugby team.
You did them both right. So.
Aussie's teams are always green and yellow. Is Timmy Briscoe Aussie? Oh my God, OTB so hard. Wyatt Grant. Trip to Indonesia right there. We're going all around the world with this 250 class. Another rider down there. But so he's going to drop back probably past 15th place where we saw last week's winner of Hayden Stevenson. He's trying to work his way up slowly. Some more action in the whoops right there. Getting 2 more spots and trying not to take another trip to the LCQ. And look at that. 3 guys down and 2 whoop sections right there. That's going to be a tricky spot. There's 4. And yeah, back double the whoops is double the carnage, especially in the 250 class. These guys are a little bit more sketchy in the whoops than the 450 classes normally.
Yeah, the whoops are going to eat these guys up. And I got to say, that might be the worst placement of some start blocks I've ever seen, because of course guys are going to swing wide to get a better angle into the first corner. So those little, I mean, am I wrong?
No, those are bad. That whip was just really cool. That was the sound effect. But honestly, how bad can that start be? It's literally worse. It just took the Anaheim one and was like, okay, so now instead of one little single, we're going to put a freaking tunnel jump landing here. And then we're also going to make everyone on the first 8 gates and last 8 gates drive into freaking tough blocks.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And we're going to see carnage all night long here tonight and probably this weekend at the real Anaheim 2. Here's our transfer spot right now. The evolved Husqvarna of Jax Lindsay, who's going to move up into that 8th position. Looks like down on the ground there was Devin Johnson, who was in a transfer spot. He's gone backwards. Wyatt Grant going down again. Another big mistake for the man who finished on the podium last time we were inside Angel Stadium 2 weeks ago. We're continuing to track the progress here of Hayden Stevenson, who again, he is right in this championship fight, hoping to get right into the main event this week. He's now up into 11th, and he might get a spot here on Jake Speeds, who's going around the triple and a roll into the corner and not quite lose. That's why he jumps all the way to the outside right there. So tough break for Jake Speeds. But Ryan Anderson's now in the bubble position, and he's making some mistakes. It's getting nervous time for him here because we're down to the final 2 minutes in a lap.
Yeah, final 2 minutes plus a lap. Look at Stevenson back behind him, still getting sketchy back there. He's got to really lock in. He looks like the nerves are getting to him because he almost just jumped off the track again. Ryan Anderson, though, holding on. Looks pretty good for being in the bubble spot right here. Not too crazy. Looks like his speed might not be on that maybe elite level. Obviously, you're riding an 8th, but like he looks very, very smooth and consistent, and that's all I ever wanted when I was in the heat race. Just try to get through, try to qualify, and sort yourself out. This is going to do very well in the main event, especially with a good start. So hopefully he looks good. Don't really worry about catching those people in front of him. I think one of those guys is planned to go down. That's probably what's going to happen. Then you and Hayden Stevenson are both in without pushing too much.
Yeah, there's actually a decent little group going on up here. They're kind of fighting each other into turn number 1 that we saw there a minute ago. Looks like it is Medina, Feitosa, Jay-Z, Jax Lindsay all battling each other. Feitosa, lands on Medina's back, and they both go down, hopping over him right there. I think it was Jay-Z, and you're absolutely right. You called it, Andrew Wood. It's like you know what you're talking about or something, as Feitosa went down, brought a couple guys with him, and Stevenson suddenly is into 7th. And of course, Ryan Anderson, who we were watching, up ahead of him in 6th. So the chaos has commenced, and now we get to see all these other guys continue to fight for it because Feitosa is now on the bubble.
Yeah, and Feitosa's got 2 guys really close to him, but he's also got his heart rate up. I know there's definitely still at least more than a lap to go, so really just got to try to calm those nerves because that's going to keep happening. You've seen people struggle with the whoops so far in this heat, and you've seen what just went down right there. So try to lock back in, take a deep breath, and just worry about kind of staying smooth, and you'll eventually work your way forward. Yeah, we've seen enough of these 250 heats over the course of our careers, Kellen, and some things never change.
Some things never change. That is absolutely correct about these races.
Stevenson
gets taken down. I don't know who that was who hit him, but Stevenson is down again, and time is up, so time is out, really, for him to try to make this back. He's gone back to 12th spot, and he's got to get Jay-Z, Jake Spees, Feitosa going back and forth with Medina. These are the 2 guys that hit each other.
That same corner.
For 8th and 9th, and Jake Spees is trying to get up there down the inside. I thought he was going to kill one of them, but he's going to get to the inside here. Might get both of them. Block pass, and they hit each other, and down goes Medina. Spees has to roll the finish line jump as Jay-Z jumps overhead to go into the final transfer spot as the white flag waves.
Yeah, Spees might need to work on his takeouts there. You don't let yourself get center punched right there. You got to keep going, dive all the way in, and take out that front wheel. He's going to be right there on the bubble, right? Feitosa. And then we got,
the final
Spees is actually out. Yeah, Jay-Z. So, man, you see him pushing in the whoops, clicking that extra gear. Last lap, and we're coming in. 2 guys separated by 1/10 of a second. Let's see what happens. These guys have been battling pretty spicy for a heat race.
Jay-Z goes defensive into turn number 1. Let's see if Speeds lines him up for this corner here before the triple. He thought about it, not going to get there as Dash McMillan takes the win. And Speeds almost jumps off the track to the outside. This is the final transfer spot. Jay-Z comes up short, almost gets into him, and Speeds goes by. Let's see if Jay-Z's able to counterattack here on the final lap. I think Speeds might have got just enough wiggle room to get away here. So through the final sequence of corners, 1 turn to go, and Jake Speeds comes through to qualify for the main event by the skin of his teeth. Jay-Z goes down. Hayden Stevenson headed to the LCQ with him. What a battle as Spieth, Fake Tosa, Ryan Anderson, Max Wilczek, Tom Quinault, Jax Lindsay, Ryan Pinkerton, Tanner Thorson, and your winner, Dash McMillan, all go through into the main event. That was pretty good for our first race of the night. I like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, we got typical 250 action. We got some carnage. We got some takeouts, some attempted takeouts. Man, a good little last lap battle. That one small mistake right there by Jay-Z just totally cost him. Make sure nothing changed inside their top 9. Looks like we are good. Jay-Z coming up just short. Frame that rhythm, and man, that put Spieth just on the perfect rhythm once he was able to get through. Landed and kind of was still able to get that triple out. Dude, sneaky, sick line on this track is whatever the 250 guys were doing. I think if you go double, triple, single into that right-hand split lane where they jump into the wall and rail that thing, it's pretty like cool. That. I don't think 450s are even going to be near that because they'll probably triple every time and rail it, but it was a really cool line right there. I like seeing from those guys.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this track, I mean, we haven't seen the 450 class yet, but I like this track for 250s because it does seem to present almost more options because of those, challenging triple ins that if they can get it, the big lines are available a little bit, but most of the time they're not going to be able to get it. So you're going to have to check up 2 in and do a completely different sequence than everything else through those main 2 lines right there, like you said.
Yeah. Man, that was sweet.
That was
came in hot. Indeed. We got dualies out of the way in our first race. Feels so good to be back. It just felt right.
Absolutely. The gentleman that sat in that seat right there last week, he was not too privy of the dualies. Hunter Yoder knew exactly what was going on, but Cade
was scared.
He was a little scared.
He said he was scared. He didn't know when, if he was allowed to. The thing is, they don't know what I know. Even if you're full middle of a call, when you get dualies, you can't let an opportunity pass by. And there's times where I feel bad because I'm looking at the chat. I'm a man of the people. You know this.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I'm looking down, and then you let out a dualies, and I miss it. And there's no worse feeling when you're in the booth. So, Cade, next time you show up, feel free to drop dualies the second you see one, even if it's a little dualies. Question mark?
Oh, man. We haven't really talked about it much tonight, but this class does give us a chance to talk about the fact that tonight is Breast Cancer Awareness Race. So definitely be sure to go ahead and send over some donations to some breast cancer research foundations. We'll try to include some links in the description below after this race. So if you are watching the playback, you guys can also get involved over there. But big shout out to all the different teams running the pink kits, making it look pretty litty here tonight. Definitely like some of the setups they got. Like, look at this Unity kit from Jack Gatlin as he absolutely goes through the Davos bales.
We got to do lit kit, and it has to have pink in it.
Lit kit has to have pink in it. Honestly, I wish we'd kind of bring something like that back on our Instagram every week. Like do some sort of like grab the 5 best kits of the night and put it on Instagram and have a poll or something. Like that'd be kind of fun.
We do have some guys that do like to take some sweet screenshots for us and do that. So might have to get that action.
Maybe we will have to do that action indeed. All right, here we go. 30 card is sideways. Revs are up. Heat 2 here in Anaheim is off and running. As we launch into turn 1, the red plate of Tharp trying to get a good jump. He's going to lead them in just by a nose, or is that Joey Carter, who I think maybe got there first, but Tharp does lead them through. Goes over table, triples into the corner, and he's off and running. So that is exactly what our championship leader needed here tonight. He has not been getting off the gate too well this season, aside from that main event last week, and he's right back on track here in the heat tonight. Chelsea, Cash Woods, Jack Gatlin, Caden Speck all going nose to tail through this rhythm section as Speck goes up the inside of Gatlin to make that pass. And honestly, that just showed us the difference in lines on-off double versus over-table triple, and the pass is made there by Caden Speck.
Yeah, I like seeing the 250 lines because I do think that 5 is going to come into play in the 450 class. So seeing the different lines these guys have as well as struggling to get that triple in afterwards is pretty cool. I like this section here, pretty straightforward, but I'm assuming the 450s are going to be trying to do a quad in there somewhere. Not exactly sure, but man, got some great action early. Look at that rider down.
Cash Woods
early. Tharp was still up front, I think. Later, Whisker Biscuit part 2. Through the Davos bales.
Oh my goodness.
Not where you want to be.
That was a
He's
brutal
not even on the
takeout.
screen.
Not even there anymore. Back to our leader as it's Tharp still out front. cruising this thing away. The red plate's looking solid on that JIBR.co Yamaha out front. Up into the 2 spot goes Caden Speck with that crash from Cash Woods. Jack Gatlin moves to 3rd. Race Cobble up in 4th with Chelsea giving chase in 5th. White Drizzle up in 6th, and he's going to triple in right here. What is the option for the 250 guys? He cannot get all the way to that big single jump right there. Interesting. So that is, it's maybe even just slower in general to triple in for the 250s if they can't do that line. We'll have to see how that develops throughout the night. Austin Bear tiptoeing a little bit in his Jordans right there with Evan Vanderkoy going back and forth, and Bear hits the deck. Cody Wells able to scoot on by into 8th, and it's Arthur Miranda who wraps up the top 9 transfer spots here at the end of lap number 2. A little bit of separation as well, which is good for these top 9 dudes.
Yeah, really good. Leads you to not really panic. I feel like that's what we saw, a lot of no separation early on in the first 250 heat. So then we had guys kind of panicking. You never really get a time to take a breath because there's a guy right in front of you you're pushing towards and the guy right on your ass. So Jesus. Yeah, I mean, these guys, once you get some fresh air and you get to take some time to breathe, it's pretty easy, I feel like, to transfer through a heat as long as you can keep it on 2 wheels. But I don't know, up front, these guys are a little bit tighter, but it seems to be a little bit more spread out here through the maybe 4 through 9 spots.
Yeah, I think that for these guys right now, it's all about just trying to settle down and not override the track. Like we just see someone going off the track to the left side right there. I wasn't sure if that was Cody Wells. Not sure who it was, but Cash Woods, he's trying to get back in position from that early fall. Drifted back into, I think it was about 18th or 19th place, but now finds himself running in the 10th position as my daughter is checking in with us, and I'm going to let Awood take it away from here for just a minute.
All right, Cash Woods, this is actually, I do like the amount of pink that we have on this bike, so this might sneaky be an early leader for the breast cancer awareness lit kit, though. I do feel like maybe his gear, though, could have been a little bit more. I don't know. I do like the all pink bike, though. If you're going to send it with your bike graphics, might as well do that. But Cash Woods is on the bubble, so Kellen didn't leave me the controller, but this is going to be where we see some action if it honestly, hold on. That's a lot. All right, what do we got here? Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm trying to change Pete positions. Hold on. There's a lot of buttons on this controller. Well, trying to spectate anyone else but Cash Woods here. It's these ones. Found it. Knew it. Arthur Miranda. There he goes. Actually, Cody Wells goes down right as I was trying to find 9th place. And Cash Woods up into the bubble spot here. Arthur Miranda goes down out of 8th, so that's actually going to put him, look, he's going to drop back out, and that's going to allow Cody Wells to get back into a transfer spot there, right in P9. As we have a little bit of shuffling back here in the back of the pack, but now looks like everything's pretty spread out. White Drizzle, Holyhead trying to make some moves on Evmuth and Race Cobble as we move towards the front. Let's go check back in with the leader, and I think it's still Braden Tharp.
Still Tharp, yeah. So Tharp out front still, and just ran the fastest lap of the race last time by. Whoa, Caden Speck.
He just disappeared.
Is gone. Not out of the server yet.
So
game crash is what some people are saying in chat. So, Caden Speck.
How right
who
there?
was running second. Yeah, that might be the weirdest game crash I've ever seen.
Unless it's like a Windows update or something like that, because I feel like for how old the game is, it doesn't just crash mid-rhythm. I don't think I've ever actually had it crash, just like straight up. But man, look at this battle we got there. That's a lot of dudes right here fighting for this transfer spot. Oh, trying to make a move. Arthur Miranda in for the kill. That's not the transfer spot, bro.
He's trying to get up to 10th, though, man. He's trying to get there as Carson Bolin is in that final transfer spot. Rogan McIntosh there right behind him as well, giving a good chase. And McIntosh, remember, similar to Stevenson, is up there in the championship fight. So he, is desperate to make it in as he bounces through the whoops and gets into the side there of Carson Bolin at the end of the whoops. Bolin not off the bike, so he's going to be able to get up and go right back after McIntosh, and we'll see if this battle continues. These guys have fallen off the pace a little bit. They're about 5 seconds back of the next rider, in 8th, Evan Vanderkoy, so they're kind of in a fight of themselves. No real pressure from behind or anyone to chase up front.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't really have anyone to chase, it's hard to kind of just stay in a rhythm. But I like. Ooh, look at that! So there's the triple with the quad up the inside, and he goes for the absolute kill. And Carson Bolin, you got to practice those, bud. You had it wide open and misses, but that's actually good because that would have been a terrible pass. That's more of like a Roxon on a Cooper Wet. Carson Bolin is gonna be out of here quick. If he keeps riding like that, if we have anyone in the chat, probably Tyler Lang or one of those guys running this is gonna 86 this guy real quick. But Carson Bolin, so then there might be a huge gap behind Rogan McIntosh back to 10th, I guess. He'd have a lot of breathing room if we get that guy out of here.
Yeah.
What is that?
All right, so let's peek back out front. Final lap here at Anaheim 2 for 250, heat number 2. And Braden Tharp has led this thing from start to now the finish. And boy, does he look good. Red plate and all. Winner last week, right back into the winner's circle again. Wins 250, heat number 2 here at Angel Stadium. Jet Holyhead looks like he's going to have a great spot for the gate selection here tonight in second. Jack Gatlin and Cash Woods arguing over third. It's going to go to Gatlin. Chelsea ends up in fifth. Cody Wells sixth. Evmoof in seventh. He makes it right through. Race Cobble eighth. And McIntosh does indeed stamp that ticket to the main event with P9. So pretty much a lot of the top guys in this one going through. Obviously tough break to see Carter not make it. Fowler with the line through the corner. And then Yardsdale almost rolled up the windows with that line right there as Carter got diced up and then diced him right back. Tyler Show. There's Fowler, as we mentioned. Ollie Cruz going to go by. Alonzo Robin, Austin Bear, Tristan Powell, Tyson Johnson for Evolve. Caden Speck out of this one, man. That's a bummer.
You think Tyson gets up in the top 5 in any main events this year after he'll have some free time on his hands?
Johnson?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Didn't? Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. Nothing.
Okay.
Don't listen to me.
The free time on his hands.
I'm an idiot.
Crash and get hurt? Are you talking about Cochran?
No.
Okay.
I'm just dumb.
Okay.
Anyways, I think actually sneaky thing though is that gate pick. So transferring out of these heats is going to be really good because I do think there might only be 8 good gates. So I do think getting top 3, top 4 in your heat race is going to be really, really important. Even more so than the last 2 weeks. So because I honestly feel like only the first 3 or 4 closest to the tunnel jump are good.
I feel like I should ask you this too. If you're, let's say, gate pick like 10, so there's the chance that you can be on the inside of the tunnel, but you might be like tied on the tough blocks in gate 1 or tied against the tunnel on gate 11. Would you pick those, or would you pick like gate 12 outside of the tunnel so you have a little bit more wiggle room, but you're also way out there?
I actually think 11 is the best gate on the track. Maybe it's like 9 or 10, but I think I would favor the whole inside because with the way that this is, it's like just more than a 90. If you're outside, like if you end up gate, I think only like 8 through, what would that be, like 14 or 15 are good. I think if you end up gate 16 and you're screwed, right, you try to go for like 11, but it pushes you out. I think you're so far screwed because we see those guys get into pileups and just tumble and push out. I think I would rather go, hey, you know what? I'm going to let everyone go and tuck around that tight inside than be anywhere on the outside. The outside's really only good maybe the first 3 outside of the tunnel, and then that's bad. So no matter how bad the inside is, 5 is going to be a lot better than 15.
Yeah.
Even though you're freaking, look at that. Gate 10, gate 11 still goes into a tough block.
I know. It goes
gate 12 might
left.
actually be the best gate on the track.
Honestly, I'm very confused by the angle in which the start is, but I guess the gates outside are also way out there.
I mean, but dude, it's a video game. Just freaking turn it. There's nothing out there. Turn gate 1 to go in a straight line.
Yeah. I don't know,
there's literally nothing out there.
Yeah. By the way, I get it. Okay.
What are we doing?
The Evolve team is on Fantix. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No one knows what Fantix are.
We know what Fantix are, but like, it's so weird that they became such a hot commodity in sim. Like out of nowhere, everyone was like, I'm going to run the off-brand Yamaha. It's like, just run a Yamaha. I mean, come on. Anyway, Here we go. 450 heat number 1. The big dogs are about to eat, and we are going to see whether or not those big lines are going to come out as well. Are we going to see a cheeky 3-3-5 in that long rhythm? Are we going to see some 3-4s in the next one? Are we going to see a 3-4 onto the table and off? What are these guys about to deliver? I don't know, but I'm excited to see it, and we are ready to go here at Angel Stadium for 450 heat number 1. Board is sideways. Revs are coming up. Top 9 of the main event. Let's find out who they are as we are off and running here in Anaheim. Looking at Jack Haley off the start. He's going to get pinched and some contact. Oh, someone from the inside pushes everybody out, and Xander Brion comes out with the early race lead alongside Ash Deering. They get together. They're almost still getting together going into this triple. Dualies. And then Brion goes a little bit along. T-Lane comes out with a good start out of this thing as we got some unfamiliar faces at the sharp end of the field here.
Yeah, so is it possible to 5 there? That's what you did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 5 is probably what we'll see when Ash Deering doesn't have competition. He just tried to go triple quad up into the corner and then land on that instead of that being the single outline. Okay. Also, you cannot tell me that that guy in second is not Jorge Prado. Tyler Lang, though, with a good start here. So many people went down, was able to move from third to first by the time we got to the finish line. He has some very clear air with only Xander Brion, Spencer Turley right behind him.
So it's Lang out front as he bounces through the whoops, and Brion getting kicked sideways, and now Turley, a little block pass there on Colby Eaglin. I don't know if Eaglin's going to like that too much as his teammate Austin Pardelow comes into view right behind him. Evan Holt with a good start. Chase Blakely up here as well with Frank Jackson also in the 8th spot, and Ash Deering after that fall has slipped back to 9th. So, whoa, someone going way out there. That's Trevor Burns. Is he going to 3 in here? He is. Does he go all the way to the corner?
Yeah! 555 off the start. Did not gain any time, but that sure was cool.
Dualies. So let's see what he does in this rhythm section, because I'm sure he's got a big Bobby line going on in here. Let's see. Nope, not going to go for that. Does he go all the way into the corner here? Not quite. So neither one of those guys, and even shorts the 4 a little bit right there. So Deering trying to hold on for dear life, no pun intended, as he battles up and tries to get into this fight. Look at this. We got 4 riders nose to tail, 6 riders basically nose to tail over the finish line jump right here. This is a terrific fight as Lang starts to pull away out front a little bit, but we got the District Designs guys in here. BPC repping it up with Chase Blakely. Philski and Snowboards Frank Jackson is at the tail end of this group as Eaglin thought about an inside move there on Blakely, but thought better of it and checked up behind him. This is great fighting though.
Yeah, I like that. Chase B looking like he's getting pulled on just a little bit here. He might lose this inside. Yeah, he's going to have to give that up right there, but man, yeah, some really good action here, a little bit deeper into the pack, and man, this 450 class is just awesome. I love how close it is all the time, and how competitive these guys are. The racecraft is so much better too than the 250 class. It's really fun watching kind of both different styles of racing.
By the way, Seth Carr, last week's winner, is in 19th place right now, so we'll have to go in and check on what the heck's going on with him as we got some changing for positions. Xander Brion is starting to get shuffled backwards as Turley's moved to 2nd. Now it's Holtzy on the 13 in 3rd, and then Brion goes to 4th. Eaglin now 5th. Then Deering has slipped into 6th. Jackson now 7th. Blakely 8th. And now Pardelow is on the bubble spot with Logan Leitzel on the 3 starting to close up and turn this into a really good freight train at the front of the field. These guys are all still just going at it. No real big mistakes yet from the front group. And as I say that, down goes, that was Xander Brion. No, that was, who was that? Chase Blakely, sorry. Knew it was one of the Hondas, but I couldn't remember which one of them it was. So bummer for him. Here's the champ, though, Braden Carter. Philski and Snowboard running in 10th. He's trying to get up to Leitzel. Leitzel gets into the rear tire of Pardelow and lays it down a little bit right there. So not sure what Leitzel was thinking, but that is a benefactor for Carter, who makes the pass into the final transfer spot.
Yeah, Carter not getting off this gate too hot. I do want to talk back about the start we saw there. So Seth Carr was in gate 12, first one outside the tunnel, and then Jack S. Snyder goes down behind Braden Carter. Jack Haley was on gate 11. Those two actually had a pretty even start, ended up getting tapped and falling into each other, and the start did come from one of those inside gates. So I do think maybe that's a sneaky strategy you might be top 7, but you're definitely not going to be 20th if you just go on one of those very inside gates and kind of play it smart. So we'll have to see what happens in Heat 2 and then through the LCQs and the main events where the starts continue to come from. But Braden Carter trying to work his way forward, has elite whoop speed, and we're going to try to make some passes here along those guys, and that is freaking James Stewart elite. That was insane.
Hey, that is commentator's dub right there. You called it right as it happened.
Yeah, I
Elite
didn't curse
whoop speed.
Chase B like you.
It goes into 8th spot with that nice run in the whoops there for the number 1 machine. So Deering 7th, Jackson 6th, Eaglin in the top 5 behind Evan Holt. And here is Turley, who's now reeled in T-Lang for the race lead. So how about this, Spencer Turley? Not sure what he's saying about the tracks this year, but right now he might be saying, give me that race lead. I'm going to try to go and win this heat race, as T-Lang goes defensive on the inside. But Turley saying, what's up, my dudes? I want to go out there and try to win this thing.
Dude, he's just inevitable. The last couple of years, he's the only person that we've seen get better with age. Because I'm thinking of all the people that raced in like 2013, 2015. Leclerc, who's kind of stayed the same, fell off and then came back, but Chase B, not as good as he used to be. Spencer Turley was like nothing, like felt like he wasn't making mains, and now he's up here battling for like top 5s. I don't understand. Like, who else? Jack Haley's fallen. Like, people, you get older, you get less time to play. Spencer Turley, unless he's still super young, I don't understand. Like, his career path in sim is so different than I feel like everyone else as they get older.
Can't believe you said that list and didn't mention Devin Davis. I'm sure
Devin Davis was my example, and I forgot.
Look at this. Turley trying to quad to the inside. T-Lang with the opposite line, though, holds position. Watch out for Colby Eaglin, though. He's getting into the picture. This is going to turn into a 3-rider fight at the front, as Turley's still doing the big quad line onto the plateau and still getting that nice triple out of the corner. White flag in the air here in 450 heat number 1. Tyler Lang trying to hold on. Turley trying to get up there and win this heat race. He's got Eaglin putting the heat on him, though. I think Eaglin might be trying to make this pass to move into second place. Let's see if the run in the whoops is efficient enough. Bouncing a little bit awkwardly, good into the corner. Thought about it, but just not quite close enough, and Turley holds on.
Yeah, Turley showing some really good fight here. Got some pressure from some very fast guys right behind him, but man, he's just focused on working his way forward. He doesn't care who's up front. He's trying to get into that spot here. A couple small mistakes, though. Let's see. Looks like we might get a pass up the inside here. That one small bobble. He triples outside. And I forget who that is behind him. Eaglin. Triples too far inside. Eaglin. So I've been practicing. I watched the first 2 weeks so that I knew guys' numbers and gear. And then we get to breast cancer awareness, and everyone's pink. So I'm kind of thrown off a little bit. But Colby Eaglin right here. Should know his number, though. I am dumb.
Turley a mistake, and that is going to be Eaglin taking the opportunity to shoot in a second, but they couldn't catch this man. Tyler Lang wins 450 heat 1. Eaglin went defensive. Turley read it like a book and picks up second. Eaglin third. Evan Holt ends up in 4th. Carter gets all the way back to 5th, just ahead of Frank Jackson. Deering 7th. Partillo 8th, and Heilman just by a nose is going to beat Maverick Snyder to the line for 9th. So Brion, Trevor Burns, Matt Cromie, Seth Carr, last week's winner, Garrett Hollenbeck, Chase Blakely, Noah Bindis, Sem Weigman, Jack Haley, and Logan Leitzel are all going to the last chance qualifier. That is a long list, including a couple single-digit dudes ending up in the LCQ here tonight.
Yeah, Seth Carr, one of your top 3 fastest qualifiers, had a gate pick that he thought was pretty perfect, and I thought was the best one on the track, and just doesn't work out well, and not able to get it together in that short amount of time and go into the LCQ, and that's definitely no fun at all. Especially, I mean, Seth Carr misses round 1, gets forced, now he has to go to the LCQ after winning round 2. If he misses this, that might be the end of his season, because I don't think you're going to see that much parity throughout the season from some of the top guys. Someone's going to keep it consistent, and you can't start out with missing 2 main events.
Yeah, you can miss a race. Missing 2 is tough. And we've seen championships won with 1 main event missed, but I don't think we've ever seen a championship where 2 main events have been missed and someone you know what? Now that I say that, I think Brian Haskell's first season in 2010, he did it.
Does that count?
I mean, it's a championship.
We all sucked. No one knew how to use their thumbs.
Oh,
Me and Zach talk about I should not have won a race. Zach's championship. No, Zach deserves his, but like we weren't really that good back then.
Hey, I mean, speak for yourself. I thought I was talented as hell.
I was pretty sick for like a second, but we had like one outdoor season.
Yeah.
Who's winning this one? Matherly, Shirley, Sullivan, Leclerc, Balzer?
I was just about to say this might be
your bubbles on.
I don't know. This might be even more stacked than our first heat race. We got our championship leader, Alexis Leclerc. We got whole shot maestro Jacob Hubbard. We know he's going to get out front pretty quickly there. And then, like you said, we got Luke Sullivan, Rasmus Balzer in this one. They're all going to be quite good as well. And then some wild cards. I mean, Tanner Rogers has had some really good heat races. Of course, Cade Matherly qualifying fastest tonight. Man, this is going to be a very fun final heat race of the night, 450 Heat 2 here in Anaheim. Want to give a shout out to MotoOption Clothing. If you guys haven't checked out MotoOption Clothing, please go and support them. Big thank you to them for continuing to support MX Simulator all these years. And then I know even you bikes players in chat, you guys are over there trying to steal our sponsors. They now sponsor the MX Bike Series as well. But honestly, I think that's awesome. It's great to see them still so involved in gaming over the years that they have done in MX Sim, and now going to the bike side a little bit as well, presenting that series over there for Ariel. So thank you so much to MotoOption Clothing. Can't thank them enough for the support. And please, please, please head over there, buy a shirt, buy a hat. I mean, come on. I think they have belts last time I checked. Go get a belt.
The best sponsor. They're definitely the longest running sponsor. Taggart, I see the things. Are they still sponsored? But man, yeah, we got some great sponsors. Racetech, MotoOption. We've got so many coming in and out throughout the years, and I think that it's awesome that these companies want to support, and they see the vision and realize that just helping a little bit kind of goes a long way. And hopefully you guys support them and go there, buy their products, and support all these companies that you guys see on all the bales and everything throughout every week.
All right, here we go. Final 450 heat race of the night here at Anaheim. And again, remember, just the top 9 go through in this one. I'm going to do a cheeky little pan out here and kind of look at the start. And we're not going to clue in on one single rider. We're just going to see where the start comes from. It's a little bit laggy right there, but we're off and running. Looks like right out of the middle, actually far outside. Who was that?
Tied with gate 7.
Jacob Hubbard. Man, whose skins do this? Because it's someone in this race that has 4K skins that lag the whole game out. So I don't know who's running 9K skins, but I really appreciate it if you don't do that every single week. Kind of annoying. Anyway, Seth Shirley is into the lead, and down goes Hubbard out of second place. Alec Horn going to scoop by. Did Hubbard hit Shirley, or was that just incidental going over the bars?
I think that was either a miss shift or a wrongly timed seat bounce. It looked like he was all by himself, but saw that the second he left the lip, he was going over the bars. Done that a million times in my career. But Seth Shirley, great start. And yeah, those guys, both those starts were from the inside, or one from the outside, one from just inside, maybe gate 7 or 8. So we see how that worked. And yeah, we got to figure out who is trying to ruin your stream.
I know, it's lagging. It doesn't lag in any other race except this specific 450 heat race in the main last week. So it's somebody who's made the main last week and is in this heat race. Someone dig through and find all the people in this heat that made the main last week, please, so I can eject them to the sun for running so freaking high detail skins. We don't need to see them. We are too far away to see those. All right, Alec Horn second, Luke Sullivan third, Rasmus Balzer now fourth, Tyler Shields fifth, Braden Castaneda sixth, Hewen seventh, Parker eighth, and Cooper Hunt bringing up the P9 position. So where are our top guys? Well, first of all, Alexis Leclerc, people might want to know where that gentleman's at. 16th place for the number 7 machine. So this is going to be a long road ahead for our championship leader. And I also saw Matherly back there as well, our fastest qualifier. So this is not ideal right now for Leclerc. We'll go on board with him and take a look at what this looks like right now from his perspective.
Yeah, look at him. So these guys are liking the quad up top, which seems really weird to me, but then you get that just drop down triple into the finish. Leclerc likes to go far inside there. We're going to see these rhythm sections on board for the first time tonight. We got triple on. I thought they were going to quad over, but I guess if you can't quad again, there's really no point to do that. But yeah, we are lagging balls.
Oh, what is this?
I might
legit have to lower my graphics, and I've got the most gnarly high-end computer you can practically get anymore.
You should flex on him. Oh, Leclerc!
Who's that down right there? That's D. Davis hitting the deck.
The downfall of D. Davis.
Anaheim local yokel Devin Davis hit the ground. I mean, local enough.
That's his closest race, yeah.
He was at the race.
Didn't want to say hi to me.
Said hi to me.
Guess who I rode down with? Everyone. Not everyone. Hubbard.
Yep.
Carter.
Same.
You.
Yep.
Nate.
Yep.
You told me there was 5 other sim players though that showed up that I wasn't there for, so fake news. Sween.
I didn't see Sween.
Second best commentator ever.
Second best commentator ever. Hey, change to the lead. Alec Horn is out front. Choo-choo sound the horns, baby. He's out front. Someone just locked up in second place. It's Luke Sullivan. He's down in the hoop-de-doos. Went over the bars there on that one, and that is not a good look for the reigning MXS playoffs champ. Do you like the plates? Do you like the...
No, I think they're terrible.
Okay. I mean, even in the game?
They look almost worse in the game than real life.
Okay.
Sorry, Luke. But, like... if you're gonna go blue, why not go like just straight blue? And because they have that horrible neon color scheme where it's like some weird off purple and weird like off yellow green. Like that's the worst crayon in the box, the yellow green crayon.
Yeah.
You can't tell me, dude. You can't tell. How did he fall?
Oh gosh, I love those random little like small dualies that we get sometimes. We're still watching Luke Sullivan here because he's in the transfer spot, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left on the clock, and we got a rider down. That is Jacob Hubbard. Oh man, lap 5 fell just short of lap 6 before Hubbard winded up and rolled that thing away, as he is now back into the 11 spot, actually 11 spot. And then Leclerc still running in 13th place right now, so not in a transfer spot. What is going on here with the 7? Is he going to join Seth Carr, who won last week, as another guy that's going to this LCQ? I just can't imagine.
He might join a lot more dudes too. It's kind of crazy, the parity. Do you think that it's a problem with the starts? Like, do you think the poorly built starts, the poorly track mapped, and then how they're built in the game, both of that combo, do you think that is kind of why we're seeing some of this crazy start to the season for so many of these guys?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it definitely could be, but like Leclerc is a good starter as he's going to go around Devin Davis, who just went OTB right there. Leclerc is normally a good starter, so you would have thought that this wouldn't have affected him, but maybe he got just slightly tangled up going into the first corner. And there's no other explanation other than that, because I feel like there's not a lot of separation otherwise. Like, we're not seeing some, consistently big lines being thrown down necessarily. So if you're Leclerc, you're just doing the same lines as everyone else on the track and hoping that mistakes come from ahead of you, which so far they haven't. But that's what you got to hope for if you're him, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to stay consistent and try not to ruin your race yourself, I guess, and then just push forward. I don't know. This battle here, I don't really know. I feel like not much has been going on in this race, but we got to see Tyler Shields trying to hold on here. See what he can do. He's got some pressure. Luke Sullivan also losing me some channel points that I'm allowed to gamble in chat because I don't make the polls. So I've been hanging out with Justin too much and losing too much of my bubbles. So might have to play a little bit smarter with these. But Tyler Shields doing a great job holding on here. Looks like he's running the exact same pace. Actually now pulling away because we see a big mistake from Sullivan there.
Oh, and that was Squiddy down.
Squiddy down, and then Hubbard went past Sullivan?
Yeah.
I can't read the number plates on Hubbard.
So wait, Leclerc just moved into 10. Wait.
Doesn't the 7 look weird? Looks like the beta in real life.
Yeah, Leclerc's 10th, Hubbard 8th, and Sullivan 9th. This is a gnarly trio.
Stack transfer.
Going for the transfer spot. Leclerc down. Leclerc down in the background. And that would probably be the nail in the coffin for him here unless something dramatic happens on this final lap. He's headed to the last chance qualifier as the points leader. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, the rookies have come to play, and Rasmus Balzer, the two-time 250 East champ, is out front here on his way to a heat race victory here in Anaheim. 450 Heat 2 goes to the Rapid Dane, Rasmus Balzer, as he takes the dub in this one. Seth Shirley, another one of those rookie faces in this class, picks up P2, Alec Horn 3rd, Castellaneta 4th, Cooper Hunt 5th, Caleb Hall 6th, Shields 7th, Sullivan holds on for 8th, and Matherly squeaks in P9 for the fastest qualifier here tonight. Schiabro, Schaefer, Leclerc headed to the LCQ. Hubbard's going there as well. He's probably going to hole shot that thing. It's going to look like Jorge Prado this past weekend in San Diego.
Him and Leclerc side by side.
They're going to hope they make through clean as Bodie Parker comes across. Hubbard, D. Davis, Riley Hewen getting blocked past there by Tanner Rogers. Seth Crotty, Blake O'Brien, Dylan Dallaire. Man, gotta say, by the way, Seth Crotty, did you know he's like a real-life shredder?
Seth Crotty?
Yeah.
No, how old? Like, is he like super mini? Like,
I'm maybe forgetting this.
B
so
class?
any Pacific Northwest people can remind me, but
Chase B or for Zaka.
I'm pretty sure he was like the guy. I went to PIR MX or whatever for the Thursday night motocross before Washougal, and they were claiming like Seth Crotty, the local legend around here and stuff like that, and he finished like 5th in the dash challenge.
That's pretty impressive for him to be hyped up over like Politelli or like those guys that seem to be PIR like goats.
I could be wrong, but I swear it was Seth Crotty. So any Pacific Northwest guys in chat, yeah, there you go. Supercross Pig says, yeah, he lives minutes from PIR. He barks.
Yeah, well, 5th place.
So there you go.
We're barking in 5th now?
I mean,
I don't know the kid.
Dude, like Grant Harlan and like all those guys, and he's hanging out with them.
Especially if he's like local B class kid, I feel like that's the coolest. When you have a guy, everyone goes for Thursday Night Moto at PIR, and you do have like, oh, this guy's 16, still rides B class like Loretta's, but he freaking shreds Washougal and PIR. That is pretty cool.
He's A, by the way. iMoto in chat letting us know. And thank you, Alonzo782, who went through and actually gave me the list of everyone that was in that heat that was also in the main event last week.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, one guy said the Nexus skins.
Yeah, maybe the Nexus skins. It's Balzer, Shirley, Sullivan, Leclerc, Dallaire, Schiabro, Rogers, Hubbard, Matherly, Hall, and Castellaneta. And I don't know that any of those guys are on Nexus.
I don't think any of the racers, though, download other racer skins, because I could be like, hey, D. Davis, go find me the biggest pack.
Yeah.
And we're going to get him. Cut him out.
Crotty has his pro card, too. We're just continuing the Seth Crotty discourse here right now. But, yeah, I remember watching him, and I'm like, I know that. That's a sim guy right there. Look at him go.
Someone says it is Nexus skins.
It is Nexus skins. Okay, so apparently
you want to delete them right now.
I'm going to take those Nexus skins and go ahead and eject them into the sun for being so huge and lagging my game out.
I'd have to eject you into the sun then too.
Yeah, I'm going to lower my graphics here a little bit, and then we'll load back in after the LCQ, I should say. And we'll go down to 9 right there just to play it safe. So we'll go back remind me after this one to immediately disconnect from the server and we'll restart the game. Yeah. So. All right. Here we go. 250 last chance qualifier. I mean, best race of the night? Question mark?
I think 450s is going to be best race for complete chaos, crazy. Like, that's going to happen. I do think it was on the Blair Mathis project.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how, like, when you're on the line, like an LCQ guy, like a Chiz or whatever, and then you're even Chiz, kind of not really, but like you're sitting there and you have a factory guy line up next to you in the LCQ, you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm one of these 4, and now then you have like Barsha and Anderson and whatever, and you're like, oh, cool, so we're racing for 2 spots. That's how this 450 LCQ is going to be today, except there might be no spots for those other guys. You're going to have to get super lucky on the worst start of the season and just hold on to her.
The Nexus, I don't know, like everything that had a 2 and 4K pack, I downloaded the 2K pack. So usually what ends up happening with this is it comes down to somebody just gave me one link and that one link is 4K.
Yeah, and they don't tell you, they just sent it to you on Discord.
So yep. Yeah, I want. Listen, guys, I really want a different leaderboard than what we have. And honestly, I should probably get on JLV's case about it. But I feel like every time I want to bother him with that, I'm like, is he gonna care? But I hate this leaderboard. We've had this same leaderboard since 2012. This same black and white scrolling over the top leaderboard. Hate it. Anyway. So yes, I understand the pain that you guys feel, and we're going to try to get it fixed hopefully soon. Anyway, here we go, folks. It's time for the 250 last chance qualifier. 4 head to the main event. Everybody else headed home. Some bar banging going into turn number 1. Couple guys get together and get pushed wide. It is going to be Barry Brands who comes out with the whole shot in early lead. Timmy Briscoe, Joey Carter getting almost stacked up wide right there. Luke Fauser, Dooley's.
Those
guys going at it. as Alonso Robin goes for the triple in and goes for a ride. He's down. So now Fowler on the bubble spot, and 4 or 5 guys getting away from the rest of the field already. So let's see. Fowler going to try to make a pass around the outside and goes down. And did Joey Carter just have his game crash? He just went inside that tough block and disappeared off the face of the earth. Joey Carter, you hate to see it. Whoever's watching his stream right now is probably watching some entertainment because there's some yelling going on. I am sure of that. Barry Brands, Briscoe, and Speck, and Zimmerman now in the top 4.
Didn't that happen last week?
Someone going into a tough block?
Or Anaheim 1, someone went into that red thing, and that red thing does it because they got rid of collisions on that yellow bar. Zimmerman is down and takes out the number 41.
Yeah, Tyler
Showy.
Tyler Showy.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, that sucks. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's just like a constant accordion back there. Good Lord,
Holy
these guys.
cow.
Feels bad for it. How about these two gentlemen right here? This is not a good look right now for Wyatt Grant and Hayden Stevenson. This was 1st and 3rd at Anaheim 2 weeks ago. And they are now running in 10th and 11th place in the LCQ. They got to get going. Like they have no time to waste. They've got to start making some passes and quick.
Yeah, you gotta. Stevenson said, "I don't care about you. I'm moving myself to the front." You got to get there as quick as possible. What just happened there? That we saw those 4 different riders go down. That's what you got to pray for. Stevenson makes 3 passes within 2 corners, so that's exactly what you need to do. If you want to work your way up and get inside that top 4, take advantage of everyone else going down, but he really cannot afford a fall of his own. I know this class is a little bit more sketchy than the 450 class, but I do think if you drop yourselves down another 10 seconds, you're just going to lose that. I don't think everyone in the top 4 is going to go down, but there is a chance.
What's crazy about this is for Stevenson, this is playing out exactly how it did last week, which is get a bad start in the LCQ and just tiptoe closer and closer to a transfer spot. And it somehow worked in San Diego, but he's got some work to do because it's still Fowler in the transfer spot and he's pretty far up the track. He's got Jay-Z closing up behind him, trying to make a pass up there as well. And remember, Jay-Z, Jacob Arnbrister, has not made a main event yet as the defending amateur 250 motocross champion, so he's going to try to get up there and ruffle some feathers with Fowler. It's Briscoe, Speck, Barry Brands, and Luke Fowler in the transfer spots as we crest 3 minutes of this 5-minute plus 1 lap race. This is going to get good.
Yeah, these guys are holding strong early on at the top, but you know that in this class anything can happen, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these guys go down soon. Most of the top 4 surviving the whoops, which is the most difficult part, it seems, for them to get through cleanly back-to-back. But they are surviving that, but just trying to pull away and not have to worry about someone like Stevenson working his way up. Put in consistent laps. These are short races. It's 4+ lap, right? So
it's 5 minutes plus a lap.
Are all the heats, 450 heats, 6 minutes too now? When did that go from 6 to 8?
You mean 8 to 6?
Or 8 to 6?
I think when they took laps away, they just went to 6 minutes.
I thought they were so long.
I could be wrong as Ollie Cruz jumps in and lands on Fowler's head. I don't know how neither rider went down right there, but Cruz comes to a dead stop. Fowler is just absolutely shaking in his jorts right now, dude. He is so concerned about what's going on behind him and not racing forward. He's got 8 seconds to make up to get to the next guy, so this is really it. This is these 2 guys battling mano-a-mano for this final transfer spot, and it seems like Ollie Cruz maybe has a little bit of speed in hand to try to get up there again.
Yeah, he does have the speed, but not the ability to secure that takeout. I feel like if you're going to do that, you got to commit, and at least that's when you got to at least take both of you guys down instead of just kind of stopping yourself on the back, the rear wheel of that rider. So Fowler's still trying to pull away from Cruz, and Cruz trying to give a little bit of fight back. It seems like he has a side of the track that he's a little bit faster on, so we'll see if he can make that work again.
Getting the first rhythm section very clean right there, and then this is where Cruz seemed to make the most time last time by. He was doing an alternate rhythm line, which Fowler only doubling in. Cruz does get the triple again, goes for the big quad into the corner. Inside this time does work as he slides through on the inside to make the pass into 4th place. White flag waving this time by, and Fowler's got to try to get it back. We got a rider down. That's Barry Brands. Fowler jumps to the outside, cuts back across, gets into him, and has to roll the finish line jump as we get on the white flag here. So Barry Brands maybe is going to skirt disaster here as he was down, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, Stevenson update back in 9th place, so Barry Brand's still chasing right here, but one of these guys is going to make a mistake. Look at that. Cruz almost goes down in the first whoop section. Can he regain control? Getting a little bit of huckabuck there. Barry Brands, though, messes it up, almost comes to a complete stop in the whoops there, so he's going to lose toe right there. I thought that these two were going to get into it, and I was going to allow Fowler to get back into it and make a pass back, but man, he ain't giving up with 3 guys this close on the last lap. Anything can happen. One clipped rhythm. Looks like Fowler did that behind him. Actually, you think he went down going into that section, at least watch the front. So now Shoei's back there. So it's all about Brands and what he can do as your leader comes by on the number 61 or 69.
Yeah, Caden Speck picks up the dub in this one. Little front flip for Timmy Briscoe. Ollie Cruz. Barry Brands is just trying to hold on for one more corner. Double here, double there, and he is good to go. Barry Brands goes to the main event. Fowler and Stevenson cross side by side, and Stevenson this week, it doesn't work. 3.3 seconds back of the transfer spot, and unless something ridiculously happened on cuts, I don't think he's going to get in. So that is a tough break for your Anaheim 1 winner. Hayden Stevenson 6th in the LCQ. Tyler Show, Wyatt Grant, Carl Robitaille, Jay-Z, Alonzo Robin, Tristan Powell, Austin Baird, Dale Mullins, Arthur Miranda, Devin Johnson, Tucker Zimmerman, Ivan Medina, T-John, Carson Bull, and Joey Carter, and the rest. Tough break, man. Hayden Stevenson's got to be just ready to probably uninstall the game, would be my guess.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, honestly. I mean, that's a big fall off. Did you get rid of the skins, or you just got rid of...
I just lowered my graphics.
D. Davis did say that Yogi has 4K skins, and there's 3 Yogi riders in the LCQ, but we don't know.
Well, I lowered the graphics, so this will be a test. If there's a lot of Yogi guys in the LCQ,
it's bad. We'll just delete 2 teams and then see what happens. Then we'll figure it out next.
Play a little roulette with the teams. All right, here we go. 450 last chance qualifier will be coming up next. And question in chat is, why does everyone have pink on? Well, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Night here, Anaheim 2 in MX Simulator. So again, like I said, if you guys have $5 in your pocket that you want to go ahead and spend to a worthy cause, head over to some of those breast cancer research clinics and just donate to help the cause. I lost my aunt to breast cancer. Man, gosh, that's a long time ago now, probably 7 years ago. And miss her every day for sure. She was one of my favorite people. So definitely go, support causes like that. And great to see the community here in MX Simulator getting behind it again and running some cool breast cancer awareness skins as well in the game.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it's a bummer. Anyone, my stepmom as well, suffered from breast cancer, and it's terrible and still kind of has issues from that. So not good. And I think it's cool to see everyone when we get the real life races, their breast cancer awareness, to see all the stuff that the riders do, military appreciation, all the different things. We've had autism races in, what was that? Milwaukee. What was the one? We had the one with all the blue bales.
Oh, yeah, that was Minneapolis 2013. Yeah. That was autism awareness.
That was a good one, yeah. I like seeing all the support from the motor community and all the things that they do, the St. Jude race as well. So.
Yeah, so we had a couple of years there where...
it was autism awareness race. It was the puzzle piece.
Yeah. And Chris Riesenberg put it together. It was like Raise It for Elijah project or something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
JLV made it to the LCQ.
Yep.
On a keyboard. Sick pass last lap. I just won a lot of points because they messed up the Dooley's poll. Thank you.
But yes, anyway, the St. Jude races, I do remember Moto A Go-Go. He ran a St. Jude series for a long time. That was awesome of him because all the donations during that series went to St. Jude as well. So we've always done some really cool stuff in this game, honestly. Like, I think that in the future we'll probably set up some better donation links for you guys to be able to go to, but appreciate everyone who continues to send donations to these worthy causes and, try to make a difference as well, because it sucks how many people, in our world that you don't really realize would be affected by these things. And then before you know it, you lose loved ones and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do we got coming up right here? 450 LCQ. Should be the most stacked race of the night for us. Hopefully we don't lag. I think so. What do we got going on? If we have 5 guys that should be, we need to kind of see who's on the gate and see who we think is going to make it and who's going to be just short. I think that's what we need to do.
Well, I think Leclerc makes it. Like, I want to believe. All right. I just want to believe.
If we can get a rundown before the gate drops, maybe not.
Yeah,
So
I can tell you right now. Austin Schaefer, Noah Bindis, Jacob Hubbard, Maverick Snyder, Alexis Leclerc, Blake O'Brien, Logan Leitzel, Trevor Brun, Jack Haley, Xander Brion, Jeremy Schiabro, Chase Blakely, Sam Weigman, Seth Crotty, Tanner Rogers, Bodie Parker, Riley Hewen, Devin Davis, Garrett Hollenbeck, Dylan Delaire, Matt Cromie, and Seth Carr.
Seth Carr. Okay, there's no way they both donated. There is a way.
There is a way.
They pick the same gate, they get screwed.
There is a way.
I think the poll. Well, I was going to say should be do one of the two, not make it. This is going to be an insane battle, though. I predict we get dualies off the triple first lap. I predict we get some chaos off the start. This is going to be, I think, the best race of the night. Let's get it going.
Here we go, folks. It's time for the 450 last chance qualifier here in Anaheim. 30 card is going to go sideways, and it is big time trouble for some guys if they don't make it through turn 1. Right now, we're off and running. Leclerc and Hubbard kind of get together. Leclerc's got a good inside line, and he's going to come through quite well, I think. It does. Looks like actually Hubbard came from the outside, and he gets the whole shot. Leclerc into second place right away. Xander Brion and a lot of guys going down behind them. That is ideal for the field ski and snowboard guys. Now we got to see where everyone else shakes down.
Yeah, Hubbard, you called it when he didn't qualify through the heat race. You said that guy's going to whole shot the LCQ, and he did by a long shot. So Jacob Hubbard just has to keep it on 2 wheels for a lap or 2 here and get some breathing room, and I think he's going to be fine. That red plate holder behind him, though, does want to work his way up. He has been using that inside line consistently before the finish. Must be faster. Maybe he's just more consistent with it and doesn't want to play with anyone coming up behind him and taking him out, but making it work and slowly gaining up on Hubbard right here. I think Leclerc's going to try to take the lead this lap.
I wonder what, with that inside line as well, what he could be doing is for the main event, if he hits that every single lap of the main, by the end of the main, it'll be a decent little rut. So he might even be setting that up as an opportunity to use it later in the race. Obviously has to make the main first, which right now is looking good second on the opening lap here of the LCQ. But just a thought of something Leclerc might be up to gamesmanship-wise. Here's Noah Bindis and Austin Schaefer going at it. This is 4th and 5th right now, and they are right on Xander Brion's rear fender as well. So this could be a great fight for the final transfer spot. Devin Davis, Seth Crotty, Seth Carr now moving into 8th place is right behind these guys as Bindis tries to hop over Brion, doesn't quite get the pass, and came up, a little bit short on the 5, a little bit long on the 4, and able to stay on 2 wheels. Look at this inside move for Schaefer. Double to the inside. Not quite close enough, but this is going to get good.
Yeah, I think this is a good little pack right here. It does seem like they're a little bit kind of maybe where they're supposed to be, so hopefully we do get some action coming from behind them to make this like a 7-rider battle. Right now we got 4. Noah Bindis, and I think our Xander Brion, he's like our little Jorge Prado right here, getting good starts and then just trying to hold on. He's done it in the heat and now the LCQ. Don't know about the last weeks, but Bindis with the slide out, and that loses him 1 spot. He is now on the tail end of this 4-rider battle.
Yeah, so that's Schaefer that moved into the 4th and final transfer spot. Leclerc actually slipped back, and Xander Brion was able to move by him into 2nd place. So Hubbard's getting away with the lead. It's Leclerc, Brion, Schaefer, Bendis, and then Seth Carr, who's now moved into 6th. So these guys are trying to get away because I feel like Seth Carr's got the raw speed to get up there. Of course, right now these guys have the track position though, and they're trying to hold it as best as they can. Oh, Bendis down. Wow, long on the 3?
Long
I don't think
or
I've seen someone do that.
It was, yeah, really weird. So Seth Carr is going to be able to go by. I honestly do think that Seth Carr is going to have no trouble getting past these guys. I think that the pace he has, if he does not have a legs off fall, I think there's no way he doesn't catch up to that group.
Quad Tanner Rogers. Sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to
you're good. First guy to do it. I was wondering if it was possible. Tanner Rogers cranks it out pretty easily. So really confused to why other guys aren't going for it. That's got to be faster.
I don't know, but so these guys are 5th and 6th right now. They're trying. Look at this fight up front. What do we got going on? Hubbard must have made a mistake. He's back to 3rd, and now we have a chaotic situation going on for the Rays lead.
Schaefer the lead?
Austin Schaefer takes over. Leclerc 2nd, Hubbard 3rd, Brion 4th, and our 4 riders are nose to tail at the front. But here comes Seth Carr. This is going to be very interesting if he can close up to the back fender of these guys and make something happen in the closing stages of this, because we're almost down to a minute plus a lap left to go. 107.5 last time by for him, and he looks like he's on a burner as he closes up on Brion.
Yeah, Brion drops off the pace a little bit there. Small mistake, but Seth Carr right here trying to get in. It would have been a 5-man battle. If Carr gets past Brion, then he's right up there, and it's going to be a nice little 4-way battle with one guy on the outside looking in, and there's a lot of pressure when you're racing that close in the LCQ. Even if you're all in the transfer spot, look for Seth Carr to make a move up the inside here. Not able to get the drive. Really weird. I thought he would have a lot more pace here. Maybe he feels better in this section.
Whoa, but he's getting over, gets in the car, and he's off the berm, but he's on 2 wheels. Crucially, hops back over Tanner Rogers, who moves into the final transfer spot. What a sequence of events that was. And now here's your fight for 4th.
That looked like a move you'd see in like X Games vert doubles back in like 1999 when they would go and team up and jump over each other on purpose. Tanner Rogers, though, he's no slouch here, and I think that getting past him might be a little bit tricky. I think he got by him last time with a big mistake, so Seth Carr is going to need some help. Tripling off, tripling back on cleanly, still getting the quad up into the corner, but still on the outside looking in here.
Wow, this is going to be so fascinating here as we come to the white flag. Carr has got to get in. Oh, Rogers down. Carr hits him, and he stood up in behind the corner in the berm, but he's able to sneak by. Also going through is Matt Cromie. So now it's Carr in the final transfer spot with Cromie trying to keep him honest. Carr goes long, and he's sideways in the rhythm section. He's down. He's not off the bike. He's still on 2 wheels, but he loses 2 spots. Cromie goes down. Brion is back into the final transfer spot.
So Brion versus Carr straight up. Look at the whoop speed there. That's what the whoop speed you see when you know you need to pass.
He's going down,
and he sends
but
it.
He takes Brion with him. He's down with Brion, and cutting through this time is Tanner Rogers to go into 4th. What is happening?
Is that the Trog Man?
No.
Is he the Trog Man, or is that just Tanner Rogers? Tanner Rogers into the transfer. Brion. Oh my goodness, what has happened here? We got a last lap battle for 4th.
No, that's
Hell
for
yeah,
5th
we did.
now,
Well,
because look at Schaefer's going to take the win. Leclerc 2nd, Hubbard 3rd, and Rogers just has to stay on 2 wheels, and he's in. Brion, Cromie, Seth Carr is down again. The winner at San Diego last week, who missed Anaheim 1, is not going to make the main event at Anaheim 2. Wow, what a turn of events as Tanner Rogers goes to the main event.
That's crazy. You miss A1 due to power outages and forest fires. You come back, you win round 2 at San Diego. You show up to Anaheim 2, and you have a nightmare of a night. You can't get a start. You can't keep it on 2 wheels, and you throw it away. Did he point out the 250s, or is he allowed to go east? Because if I'm him...
He pointed out because he
won and defended.
Wait.
If I'm him, I'd freaking hang it up, and I'd show up for 250 east if that's available.
I mean, I guess, but
if you can, you got to, right? You're out of the title.
I'm trying to remember if he pointed out, because he didn't win 250 Supercross last year.
iMoto said he's pointed out.
iMoto, okay, so he is pointed out. Yeah, I thought so. He almost won 250 Supercross last year, but did not. So, wow, that is insane. I mean, obviously, a huge sigh of relief for this guy to make the main, Leclerc, because that would have been detrimental to this championship fight if he doesn't make it in. But Leclerc is in and Seth Carr is out. Unbelievable turn of events right there.
That's crazy. I do have to run to the restroom really quick.
All right, you're good.
We got this is insane. This is wild. Chaos. Holy, is this C-Class? All back to back. That was a cluster. That's musical chairs, not a battle. Because there's our prediction was their last lap battle for fourth. I think you need to decide, Kellen, because you had no money wagered.
I consider that a battle. Like they literally took each other out and both didn't make the main event. That's a battle. So
there was P4 was up for grabs by 3 different people coming across the finish line when the white flag came out.
I mean, if somebody dies in an LCQ, it's a battle. It's the end of the story. Like someone can come from across the track and land on them, and it's still I would consider it a battle. Chromicast?
It was almost Chroma Chaos.
All right, 250 main event coming up though here in Anaheim, and let's take you through who is going to the line for round 3 of 250 West. Race Cobble, Ryan Pinkerton, Tanner Thorson, Cody Wells, Rogan McIntosh, Ryan Chowsey, Evan Vanderkoy, Tom Quinault, Jet Holyhead, Tanner Thorson, Barry Brands, Jake Spees, Jax Lindsay. Who else have we got up in here? Cash Woods is up in this race. Cody Wells, Jack Gatlin, Dash McMillan, who also had a good race there as well. Of course, Braden Tharp rolls to the line first, winner of the heat race, fastest qualifier. And Hayden Stevenson jumped in the YouTube chat after missing the main event in the last chance qualifier and said, GG's, congrats on the championship, Braden Tharp. So these guys have already figured it's a foregone conclusion, or at least Hayden Stevenson has considered that, but we're going to see if some of these other guys fancy a good fight against the number 23 here tonight, whose starts have been very good the last couple of starts off the gate. San Diego main and Anaheim 2 heat race, very good for the 23, but just takes one bad start, and one of these other faces will happily shine through and get out front and try to win this main event. Could it be Rogan McIntosh? Could it be Jet Holyhead, who's third in the championship? Ryan Pinkerton gets good starts as well. We know he could get up there. And any number of these faces looking to do some damage as well. Cash Woods, he got off the start very well also, so he could maybe show his face at the front of the field. Either way, it's about to go down. Round 3 of 250 West action live here on Start Your Systems TV is ready to go from Anaheim. The last time before we got a Triple Crown next week at Glendale for these guys to do some damage in one single main event happens right here, right now. 30 card is up, and here we go. It's turned sideways. 5 to 10 seconds. These guys will fire into turn number 1. Round 3 of 250 West. Let's go! And it looks like Tharp's not going to get the jump. He's going to come through in about 5th spot as Tom Quinault rips the RaceFactoryGaming.com Whole Shot Award and hands it right over to Jax Lindsay, who gets landed on for second place. Gatlin side-by-side dualies on the first lap. Gatlin for the lead takes it away from Jax Lindsay, and it looks like Tharp may have gone down in the background. So it's Gatlin, Jax Lindsay, Rogan McIntosh, Tom Quinault, and we might have another change for the lead as these guys get together in turn number 4. Gatlin gets away as down goes McIntosh, getting into the side there of, I forget who it was up there, but they got together and Gatlin gets away scot-free.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Jack Gatlin got pretty much all the gifts you can be given after a good start, having the guys behind you go down. I know it's only probably a second and a half, but that's such a nice little gap to have early on and not have that pressure breathing down your neck after enough pressure leading a 250 main event here. So we'll see if Gatlin can hang on.
Vanderkoy down. Ev move hits the deck out of second. Just saw someone. Oh, and Jax Lindsay's going down out of second, going the other way now. So he's down in the whoops after passing into second place. This is setting up beautifully for Jet Holyhead, the Australian rider who moved into second place with all this chaos. And Jax Lindsay went down again. Another tough break for him as Tharp crosses over the tunnel jump right here. He is now up into 7th. So I think he was down on the first lap, but he's come through nicely to get through some of the chaos and found his way into a good solid spot. Trying to make a pass maybe on Ryan Pinkerton, but thought better of it. We'll come back to that battle in a minute. And this is the man who's licking his chops, former race winner and third in the championship coming into tonight, Jet Holyhead. Off to a good start in this one, trying to chase down Jack Gatlin for our race lead.
Yeah, White Drizzle here. We got him trying to push forward and see what he can do, but A little bit of breathing room for both of these guys. Man, Braden Tharp, though, that's about as good as it can go after being 7th right there, after being down on the start early and being able to work your way up with the red plate. But White Drizzle right here, Jet Holyhead, he has a lot of room to play with, so hopefully he can settle into a nice pace too. And I think we might have, honestly, he might be the one that's able to run away with it. He's shown good race winning speed, and I'm just trying to look at the names. Rogan McIntosh, Jack Allen already made a mistake of himself, so it's really going to be between him and Braden Tharp. I'm thinking of what I'm looking at inside the top 5 right now. He's got the speed, but does he have the consistency and the ability to hold on for 15+1?
Wait a minute, we missed. Somewhere, somehow, Jack Gatlin went down from the race lead, and our new race leader is Jet Holyhead. So it is played perfectly into the hands of the Phil Ski and Snowboard rider as he's out front here in Anaheim. The number 87 machine getting away, and Tharp went down again. He's back to 13th place. So this is starting to become the lead group that's getting away from all the chaos behind and setting themselves up for an opportunity to win this thing. Barry Brand second. Rogan McIntosh now finds his way into 3rd after that early contact. So he's come through nicely, and then Gatlin slips back to 4th after a crash. Spieth now runs in 5th, Cobble 6th, Pinkerton 7th, Vanderkoy has slipped back to 8th, Cashwood's 9th, and Cody Wells rounds out our top 10 as Tharp crosses in 12th this time by.
Yeah, Tharp dropping back right behind Tom Cano, who got off to a great start. He I didn't even see him all day on that yellow banana right there. Thought I would have seen him earlier. We got some riders down though at the end of the whoop, so that is, it looks like
no, it wasn't Holyhead,
Barry
but
Brands?
it was. Yeah, Gatlin, Barry Brands got together. Jake Spieth moves into 2nd place. So now Holyhead's got himself a 9-second lead as all this chaos commences, and it's actually helping not only all these guys in this fight, but it's helping Tharp a lot because this full train of riders is pretty much nose to tail. All the way up to 2nd is pretty much right in front of him still.
Yeah, as long as he can slice and dice. He's been racing a long time. He's got some duties. Got some pretty good racecraft. He has to have it for all the experience he has. Wouldn't have made it this far. I think as long as he can slice and dice his way up through, there's one position right there, taking an alternate line that plays out well for him. Slowly work your way up. Don't run into the red thing and crash your game. That would be bad, but Braden Tharp slowing down here, still able to hold on to the position that he jumped into. Oh, Cano gets it back around the outside. He heard him coming, tried to jump out there and block him, but ain't no way Cano was going to let him throw it in on him like that. So Braden Tharp still battling in 12th, not working up as fast as he wanted to. Small kick there, right? And man, Braden Tharp, I think, is frustrated.
Yeah, this is honestly very interesting to see how tight this race still is. And look at this, by the way, we have a change to the lead out front. Jake Spieth is taken over from Holyhead, who crashed away the race lead, and that is not what he needed to do here tonight. So Spieth out front of this one after having a very up and down heat race, finally gets off to a good start in this main event, and we're going to see what he's made of because everybody talks about real life flying at the test track. This is the man who had the flying at the test track moniker coming into this MX Simulator season in 2025, and finally we're seeing whether or not that is the reality as he leads here on to lap number 6.
Yeah, Jake Spieth showing some great speed right here. I do want to point out when we cut away, going outside Tharp on Cano, Tharp somehow stayed alive. Cano went down, dropped back to like 15th. So Jake Spieth, though, now here holding on to the first place position with a little bit of pressure on his rear end. Get some huckabuck through the whoops here. Let's see what happened. Can he hold on? It's so hard for these guys to bobble through the whoops. Holyhead almost going down. To bobble through the first whoop section and then regroup and get it back together going into another whoop section right after that is, I feel like, one of the hardest things to do.
Barry Brands thought about a dive down the inside there on Holyhead, but backed out of the challenge. Holyhead retains 2nd as Spieth opens up a nice little advantage now, out to almost 3 seconds in the race lead. Then Brands, Jack Gatlin, Rogan McIntosh, who's still hanging tough. Ev moved right there with Ryan Pinkerton, and then Tharp. So Tharp has made it up to 8th. A couple more passes have been made for the red plate holder, and another couple of riders right in front of him that he's hoping to make quick work of. And all these guys, I think, have switched to the double inline through this rhythm section, barring a handful of other riders. I think doubling in is the preferred way now.
Yeah, I think it ends up with that triple into the corner, so you have really good corner speed. You kind of can pick where you jump into it, and it seems really good. Look at that, Braden Tharp getting the twofer there, right, with that different little line right there, able to make it happen as those two both go outside making small mistakes. So Tharp from 8th to 6th in one corner, trying to work his way up. He is Pretty far back behind the leader, though, but Jake Spies, Jet Holyhead, and Barry Brands maybe not able to put together the raw speed. We still have 8 minutes plus a lap to go, so Braden Tharp definitely has time to make this happen and come up 12 seconds off the leader he is right now.
Yeah, and by the way, update on time. We're just about to the halfway mark. 7.5 minutes in would be halfway. 8 minutes are left on the clock right now. So closing this thing down already to the halfway point, and we still got a good amount of racing left to go. But if Tharp doesn't get up there soon, he'll be running out of time for sure. Meanwhile, here's a good fight for third place. Barry Brands and Jack Gatlin. Now, someone in chat will let me know where Barry Brands is from, but I know it's not the USA. Gatlin, obviously, from the United Kingdom. We've seen him racing over here on the North American circuit for quite a long time now as well. So cool to see him getting up here trying to fight for a podium. And they're trying to run down Australian rider Jet Holyhead. So it's a smorgasbord of different talents here as Gatlin goes off the left side of the track and goes down. And a lot of riders are going to go by because it was still pretty close behind him. 3 riders. Is there going to be a 4th? Yes, there will be. He loses 4 spots in that crash and slips back to 8th. Pinkerton, Vanderkoy, Tharp, and McIntosh able to go by, and another rider just went down at the end of the whoops. It's Holyhead. Jet Holyhead down at the end of the whoops. That's going to allow McIntosh onto the box, and Tharp up into 4th place right behind him.
Yeah, they're saying Barry Brands is from Belgium. I would have put $100 that he was from the UK just with that name, Barry Brands. Just seems pretty fitting. Rogan McIntosh, though, battling after working his way through the LCQ, correct?
Yes. No.
Honestly?
I don't remember, actually.
I don't remember. But Braden Tharp putting some pressure on him. Rogan McIntosh has the speed, has race-winning capabilities, but look at that. Braden Tharp up the inside. He is making that low line off the wall work so much better than anyone else in this race, and he has now made 3 passes in the last 2 or 3 laps in that one corner, and he's working his way up. He looks like the class of the field. Braden Tharp up in the 3rd, running the fastest lap of the race that last time around. And, man, he is on his way forward.
Yeah, a 103.414 for Tharp, and he is cooking for sure. And I'll tell you what, this is played into his hands as Spies crashes away in the lead. Brands takes over the front. We saw Spies just disappear over the back of the berm. Brands goes long on the tunnel, and Tharp goes to the lead. What a turn of events to come from outside of the top 10. And before we're 10 minutes into this race, the red plate holder's out front.
I think that was...
McIntosh puts Brands into the top blocks.
Yeah, luckily got saved by the Davalos bail. Stays on 2 wheels, able to come back down, hold on to a 3rd place position, keep that podium spot. Just got to settle back into the pace, but looks like he's a little bit flustered, making a mistake, just doubling into the rhythm section there. Going to be able to get it all together here. Still tripling that corner, but does have some pressure on his rear wheel. These guys, different option lines here. No, end up doing the same thing, both to the inside. Barry Brands getting his rear end kicked all over the place. Looks like he is nervous.
Look at this fight, though, for 3rd as it continues to be a wild battle. Brands versus Holyhead. Oh, Brands through the front door and down. I think that rut's starting to get a little naughty on exit, and Brands caught it and trampolined over the front bars, and he is down. He's going to pick it back up and lose about 5-6 spots. He's gone back to 9th, actually, right behind Cody Wells. Tough break for him, and I think I just saw someone disappearing off the screen going down. It was Holyhead, but he saved it. Only loses 1 spot as Vanderkoy goes by. Look at Evmu, sneaky fighting for a podium here, straight out of MX Bikes onto the box and sim if he can make it happen here tonight. Oh, and rider down, that is... No,
Lapper?
Who is that? Yeah, it's a Lapper.
Lapper. So, yeah, I mean, dude, Jack Gatlin, we saw him with that triple on after the finish line. Jack Gatlin got crossed up, went down just a lap before, and then another mistake there. I think that rut is getting tricky, so these guys got to figure out a way to either cut down or rail the rut just a little bit better. But a lot of action now happening in this 2 through 5 area. Jake Spies was out in the lead, now trying to regroup and get pushed back up there. Holyhead with a small mistake. Spies able to go on by. He's getting all sketchy all over the place. Ryan Pinkerton trying to pressure White Drizzle, see if he can make the pass.
Yeah, that was Holyhead who Spies made that really nice pass up the inside to get by him. Now he's closing up on Evmove, trying to get into a podium spot. McIntosh, meanwhile, is only 3 seconds off of our leader, Braden Tharp, out front. So we'll check in with that battle in a minute and see if it gets any tighter here in the closing 4 minutes plus 2 laps. But Evmove bouncing through the whoops is trying to hold on for a podium here. Spies is pushing him all the way. And we'll see if it happens. And by the way, TJ, I think you might be confused. If you're talking about Ben Spies, the former MotoGP racer, former 5-time AMA Superbike champion. Spies is spelled like spies, S-P-I-E-S, for Ben Spies. So he's not related to Jake Spies, if that's what you mean. But yes, Jake Spies is a shredder and just made that pass on Ev Move to get into third place. So very nice move and almost through the front door right after I say that. Was able to crowd together. Now he's down as he goes pirouetting through and allows these two guys to continue their fight, but they're going to move up to third place as well. So it is now Ev Move versus Holyhead in a fight for third place.
This man's got the commentator's curse on lock here at A2. I love it when it's not me. Evan Vanderkoy still holding on right here, but this has been a really good battle between these two. Looks like it's pretty evenly matched as far as their speed. And, you know, when one kind of makes a small mistake, the other one does too, and they're battling back and forth. So this will be a fun thing to see if this can go all the way until the end. Tom Cano right there coming up on getting lapped after almost getting the whole shot there.
Ooh, wow,
look at that
forceful move.
Yeah, up the inside. I think he scared him a little bit. I think Holyhead threw it up the inside. He heard him maybe not letting off and was like, you know what, I'm going to take an executive decision and just maybe go over this one this time. Keep myself on two wheels and maybe hope that White Drizzle goes down.
Live to fight another day, as they say, as Holyhead gets into third, but it's not over yet. Evmoof is going to try to hang tough here in these final 2 minutes plus a lap. And look, you would have lost the podium straight up right there if you got punted out of the way, but at least you still have a chance if you hang it as close as he is here in these final 3 or 4 laps. Meanwhile, Tharp is continuing to lead this race. He's now got a 6-second lead on McIntosh as he's continued to just extend that gap slowly but surely. Actually, he may have just had a fall because McIntosh slipped back to right in front of Holyhead, and he was about 10 seconds up on him. So actually, while the gap has been extended for Tharp over McIntosh, they may have both just gone down and had bad laps. 112 and 115, yeah, it looks like they did. So now actually the fight for second place is on as Holyhead is trying to reel in McIntosh, and as I say that, he goes down. That's the position that Evmoof was looking to hold on to as he gets back up into a podium spot.
Yeah, man, Evmoof has showed some fight here, pushing for this podium, finally gets it. I wonder if we even go on board with that rut coming off of the finish line next time they come around to it, because it looks like that rut is getting super deep, but going all the way from the flat part of the corner all the way up the lip, and I think that's where people are making mistakes there. It did not look fun to ride last time I saw it. Evmoof, though, with a 106.1, his best lap of the race on lap 14 as he was able to get into a podium position. Look at that big rut right there, though, and he goes down hard. That was my...
You called it. I mean, you called it. That rut jumping into that rhythm section is getting brutal. A lot of the ruts around here not looking good as Holyhead also goes by. So Vanderkoy goes back into fourth, but hey, still trying to hold on for a top 5 here, which would be great for him. Braden Tharp, though, as time is about to expire, has absolutely started to take this series by the neck and is running with it, with Hayden Stevenson missing the main event tonight and Tharp looking to win 2 rounds in a row on the trot. It's tough to bet against this guy, especially just seeing how he came through the field, and he might be on his way to rolling this thing into a big championship lead heading to the Triple Crown next week.
Yeah, man, he is so good at that low line. Coming across, though, here, time does expire. White flag is out, and Braden Tharp has 1 minute left to keep this thing on 2 wheels, take home his 2nd win in a row, and start off this 250 West fight with a really big points gap after 3 of the rounds. So almost a third of the way through, and he's got a pretty nice cushion.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do leaving California, is have yourself a good cushion in this championship fight for 250 West short series. East-West showdowns always can be chaotic, so you want some buffer if you're going to head into those rounds with that red plate. So Tharp on his way to winning this thing, and we're going to see whether or not anything happens behind him. Actually, Spieth versus Holyhead might be a good fight coming down to the flag. We'll get to that one in just a minute. Holyhead, is he going to try that move again? Thought about it. Backs out of the challenge for now, but we'll see in these final couple of corners if he can get it done. but it is all pointing towards the 23 machine. Braden Tharp, 6th at the opener, fires with a vengeance last week in San Diego to win his first race of the season, and is back-to-back here in Anaheim. Braden Tharp wins in Anaheim too. Nose wheelie down the lander right there. Look at this. Spieth doesn't get the triple in. Meanwhile, Holyhead does and gets a pass done. Spieth is going to try to fight back. Does he go for the block pass in the final corner? No, it's going to be Holyhead on the box tonight. Spieth is going to settle right there for the 4th spot, and Evmoof will round out our top 5.
I don't know how Holyhead was able to come up the inside that quick on him. Like, they both did the same rhythm, but the fact that Spieth was able to leave the door that far open, though, it's really weird how much speed he had coming through. And Jax Lindsay coming across 6th place. Cody Wells in 7th with Wilczek right on his heels in 8th. Jack Allen 9th. Ollie Cruz up the inside. And he learned. He center punches him and doesn't let himself get center punch. That gives Ollie Cruz, I think, only got 11th. But
he didn't even gain a spot from that because he gave up a spot in the process. So Gatlin loses 2 spots. Cruz gains nothing. And Race Cobble got 2 spots out of that, ends up 9th.
We got to teach Cruz. Come to the school of A-Wood. I'll teach you how to punt some guys.
Spieth gets on the box, by the way. Holyhead had too many. Wow, a lot of cuts because he's now 4 seconds back of Spieth after penalties are applied.
4.49, it looks like, from back here.
White Drizzle, little cheater. Anyway, Braden Tharp, man, what a dub here tonight for the 23 machine. And it's not over yet, ladies and gentlefish. It's time for the 450 main event here tonight. I got a question for you, Andrew Wood, and I'm gonna preface this by saying we got 2 of the best starters in the world lining up at the far outside of this. Do either of them hole shot?
We're talking Leclerc
and Hubbard, who I think finished 2nd and 3rd in the LCQ. So they're going to be gates 20 and 21.
Hubbard's first start sucked. The only thing is they might be able to sneak into an inside gate depending on if those were left out. I am going to say no, which I don't normally bet against Jacob Hubbard on the starts. We actually took him off of our whole shot bets because he was so good. We had to switch it up. No, I don't think so. Even if they get the inside, there's a chance. I think if one of them gets the inside, I don't think jump in reaction time. I think it's more of a technique thing for them, but I think from the outside, you're going to need a really big jump. And I think the inside, you can just do it with skill. So if they're on the inside, maybe. If they're on the outside, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out here whether or not one of those guys comes out with a good start, or our championship hopefuls like Braden Carter, who didn't have the best of heat races, but still has a decent gate pick. Cade Matherly was 9th, but he was fastest qualifier. He'll see if he can come out good. Frank Jackson's doing underflips on the Supercross triple. And also, by the way, I'm Arson in chat wants to know if I'd make another SX suspension video. I have not changed my setup literally since the last suspension video. I think I did a couple adjustments to the new settings since the last suspension video I made, but like super minor, so I really haven't changed much. But I'll do that just for you. We'll do an updated suspension tutorial, all right? And we'll do it with one of the best in the game. Frank Jackson's just popping underflips like it's nobody's business out here. It looks so good. All right, so who wins this? Honestly, I don't know. Leclerc looked not very good tonight so far. Carter looked good, but had bad starts, which has been his kryptonite. So, Balzer, first win in a 450 for him, maybe. Seth Shirley looking for his 2nd career win. Does Spencer Turley factor in?
No, but doesn't that gear look like the old, like, Volcom?
Kinda.
Like Villapoto gear, except I think it has freaking planets on the front of it. You know that old Thor gear that was in MX vs ATV?
Vaguely, man. You're losing me.
Reed wore it.
Okay. Yeah.
Black and white stars.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Kind of looks like that.
All right. Here we go, folks. It's time for the 450 main event here from Anaheim. This is going to be a barn burner. Strap in for this one. Round 3 of MotoOption Supercross coming at you right now.
Seth Shirley wins is my prediction.
Shirley with a good jump out of the inside, trying to get to the corner first. It is going to be Braden Carter who gets the RaceFactoryGaming.com Whole Shot Award, but he's got Shirley right with him. This is setting up great. Evan Holt, Hubbard, Ash Deering inside of the top 5. Can Shirley run with the greatest to ever do it in Supercross in this game? Off rhythm here through this section. He's going to triple the inside of Holtzy to get back into second place, but Carter's got a bit of a gap already established.
Yeah, this is pretty much one of the best we could do. My prediction versus the 4-time champ. And Braden Carter, I mean, he's elite. He hasn't gotten really a start like this and been able to kind of hold on to it. So let's see what he can do. I think if he survives like a lap or two, I think he settles in and he wins this thing. But I think if Shirley or anyone else is able to put some pressure, or if he makes some small mistakes early on, I think it might get interesting.
Update from some of the other hopefuls throughout the field. Sullivan 6th at the end of lap number 1. Eagland in 9th. Matherly in 11th. Leclerc 13th. And T. Lang, who won a heat race, down in 19th. So optimal gate pick didn't seem to matter tonight, which we predicted. This start chaos can reign supreme, and it's literally just about getting a nose in there and hoping you come through the other side, which is what these two gentlemen out front were able to do.
I do hope it doesn't. It just sucks that the track was built that way, that the start seems to be so dependent, and these great starters, when they do it every other round, can't get a good start. It seems like that's not their fault when it's kind of all around. But Braden Carter able to do it, and some of these guys I think were able to do it from the inside. Seth Shirley, my pick to win right there on the start, wasn't looking at where he was at and got a great jump. So really it's going to be mano a mano, him versus Carter. Can Carter bring back his nerves, I guess, and get rid of the woes that he's had early on, at least last round? And or can he take this thing and run away with it like he did at Anaheim 1 and show that he's the best, and that's why he has the number 1 plate?
Well, he hasn't opened up the gap too much so far. Shirley is definitely sticking with him, only a second back through the first couple of laps. Deering, Hubbard, the rest of the field, they're falling off already. 6 seconds back. Eagland's moved up to 5th, so we'll keep tabs on the 24 machine, who's always a factor. A mistake, Carter doesn't get over clean. Here's Shirley for the race lead in Anaheim. The 44 is out front, and now Carter has to do the chasing. This is going to be great to see these two finally go mano-a-mano indoors.
Yeah, I like it. We saw Seth Shirley had the pace to stay with him. I do like the different line. It lets him triple in, and that's nice for these guys to be able to set up this corner. He has a little bit more speed out of there into this rhythm section. I do like having Shirley up front, though, and putting the pressure on Carter and saying, okay, you have the speed. You're the champ. Come and take it from me. And that's what he's going to try to do. But Shirley looking great so far, and it looks like it's going to be these two, just like Anaheim 1 was basically two of the best in the video game, 1v1 to see who takes it. This looks like it might be a repeat of that. Anaheim has been good for Carter, and he's going to be pissed that I didn't pick him to win. But let's see what you got, man. You got to take it back after a miserable San Diego round.
Shirley takes the lead and sets fastest lap of the race at a 103.257. Only rider in the 103s at the start of this main event. Look at this, over the table cleanly right there. Carter is putting the heat on him, though. Where does Carter even think of a pass? Do you think he's going to try to force the issue and try to 5 into the corner right here? Because that could be an opportunity right here if he does it.
I think 5ing into the corner, though, is so tricky. Braden Carter was at least going for the line that sets up to it, but I think you can't really use it to make a pass. I don't think it would be smart to. I think there's a big chance if Carter tries to 5 into the corner, that slows him down.
Mistake. Carter gets back to the lead, but it's not over yet. Shirley to the outside, going to try to swoop this line right here. And also, he's been taking this very unique inside line after this rhythm section. Let's see if he goes for it again right here. He gets hard on the brakes? No. But you see a couple of those ruts already established. I'm wondering if he's going to go back to it at some point. Either way, now Carter back to the front. Shirley, though, gosh, he doesn't want to let him go. You can see the fire in the eyes of the 44 machine hopping through the whoops a little bit right there. And I think Shirley's going to fire right back at him now.
Yeah, I think he wants to prove to himself and to everyone else that he knows he can be there, that he has the speed, and being able to go 1v1 and take it back is the way to go. Regarding that inside line, look at that. Another mistake by Carter in that same rhythm section. So Seth Shirley has now passed him twice there due to Carter's own mistakes. Carter has also messed up this rhythm here. Shirley slides out, able to go double, but that's the line he was taking anyway. So he's going to go over triple into the corner here. If anything, he just slowed up Braden. So as long as he can recover from that, he's going to be able to move, continue on his merry way. And I think he does go inside before the whoops. I think he likes not over jumping that double before it.
Oh, Carter gets gets into the back of him and lays it down. That was looking like it was going to set up that way anyway, because the two lines that they were doing from the inside started to converge to land in the berm and come out to do the finish line jump. So Carter hits the rear tire of Shirley. That's going to cause a little bit of a gap. And don't look now, these two fighting each other has allowed Colby Eagland to get into third place, and he's got him in their sights. So look at Eagland keeping these guys honest. Leclerc also already into the top 5 as well from the LCQ. If these two guys keep going at each other, we might be in for an even better race if some of those guys get in the mix.
Yeah, if we can get this to not just be two dudes and to get 3 or 4 in here battling, I think it'll raise the stakes for all of them, as well as raise the pressure. Right now, it's just kind of 1v1. You're thinking, oh, let me get him here. Okay, I got to go back. When you start to have to worry about someone behind you, as Carter's just going 4 single into the corner here, you start to worry about someone behind you. That really shows you kind of pressure. What, pressure breeds diamonds, or whatever the hell the saying is. And I don't know, that shows you who's tough and who's battle hardened and able to kind of keep their head on their shoulders, and show you who's got the mental game that they can't really hang on. It's a lot easier to battle one guy than 5 guys you got to worry about.
Well, we've already had what feels like so much good racing in this main event, and we're only 6 minutes in. It's basically been a heat race to this point, and now the real battle begins. 14 minutes left to go, plus a lap in this main event. Shirley leads, but Carter is inching closer. 102.625 last time by. How about that 103.1 from Eagland in the 4 spot, or in the 3 spot, I should say. So he is also putting down some solid lap times behind these guys, as Carter once again makes a mistake in that first rhythm section. I think that inside rut coming through turn 1 is really got Carter in knots right now.
Yeah, and I'm wondering with the 450 class, if almost 7 minutes through the race here, if it's starting to kind of maybe get as deep as it was at the end of the 250 race, or if maybe it's just in his head after making a small mistake early. Now that's 3 times he's messed up there. I feel like at some point you got to switch something up, Carter, and you got to try to do something a little bit different. But I guess that's stupid to have me say that to a 4-time champion, but come on.
Tell him how to do it, man. 29 wins, 4 championships.
11,156 points. Ow.
Yep. All right, here we go, though. It is go time, man. This is going to be great. 7.5 minutes have already come and gone, but it feels like so much good racing is left to go in this one. Eagland a little bit slower last time by. 105.1. Leclerc lights up the board with his personal best at a 103.7, and he moves into 4th place with the progress continuing forward on the 7 machine. Now, that time through, a mistake for Seth Shirley in the first rhythm section. Carter, sensing an opportunity, has closed this thing back down slightly as Shirley continues to go to that option line, doubling in. Carter, I feel like if he goes 5 into this corner, we're going to have the gnarliest pass to the lead of the year, I think.
Yeah, does it gain that much? I'm not sure. I guess not having to let off.
Shirley down from the race lead. He throws it away, and now Carter's back to the front.
I was going to say, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change up your line. I like the safe line that Shirley's been using in that crooked rhythm section, but man, just one small mistake there. Those guys doing that wall ride, having to get a weird little bounce or kind of low line it, that just kind of opens the door to so many mistakes for these guys. So bummer to see Shirley go down. Hopefully he can pick it up and get back to fighting.
Yeah, and he got up right behind Colby Eagland, so he gets right into another fight with the second place rider now, as Leclerc sits another 4 seconds behind them. Meanwhile, Carter lit up the boards that time by a 102.031, new fastest lap of the race, and now we're starting to get down to those quali times. Remember, 101.7 was the fastest qualifying time here tonight, laid down by Cade Matherly. Update on the 25 machine, he's running in 12th for the Twizy number 25 program, so not the best night, but coming from a very, very close to missing the main event in his heat race, he'll take that, I think, all day long. The fight up front, though, man, this is going to be good all the way through. And Carter already, we're not even halfway into this main event, he's already in lap traffic as well.
Yeah, Carter, I mean, lap traffic, he's got a good enough gap to where I think he's finally comfortable, and I think you're going to start to see that those lap times turn purple on live timing a little bit more, because he's going to be able to settle in and run his fast pace. I mean, just look at the whoop speed. That's where he is unparalleled to anyone else out there. And I think as long as he can get around, doesn't get into too much stuff, and figure out this corner right here in this rhythm, do it just like that for the next, 10 minutes plus lap, and you'll be fine. But to mess it up 3 times in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be tricky as the rut gets steeper and a little bit harder. But I think Braden Carter is going to be okay as long as he doesn't get into any crazy lap traffic here.
Gosh, that triple in right there. He almost went a little bit long into the face of the 4. So even using some of the ruts to his advantage, he's getting a lot of lift out of the corners as he quads up in here, trying to lap. That is the 45 machine of Caleb Hall, going a lap down in 21st place. So Carter gets around him. There's Eaglin. There's Shirley. Here's Leclerc running a solid 4th out of the LCQ. And I think if he told Leclerc tonight when he lined up on the gate in the LCQ, hey man, would you just take a 4th tonight? Like, if you just have 4th place points, would you take it? I think he'd take it. I really do. So not too bad right now for the fast Frenchman, red plate holder, who is only up 1 on Carter. So as it runs, Carter goes back to the championship lead. But pretty solid salvage job from Leclerc here tonight.
Yeah, I think when you see the way the first 2 rounds went with the points, Leclerc was at 40 points, I think. So he averaged 3rd place. So that's pretty damn good. But I think when you're lining up to the LCQ after everyone else has had big mistakes, Carter did. Carr missed a race. I think Leclerc going into the LCQ, yeah, he wouldn't probably be fine with it at the time. But if you were like, hey, 4th place, or you missed the main and you get no points, I think 4th place, he's going to take all day, every day. So even if there's that chance for him to win, I think 4th is pretty damn good. Not the best start, working his way up. And hey, 12 seconds back, only 4 seconds off of Shirley. I think there's a way we can see Leclerc get back into 2nd even.
Yeah, maybe a podium.
Right there.
Yeah, Shirley's just off the finish line jump in front of him, and then even just came up short going on that triple right there. So he's going to have to double single to his nice little inside line. Ooh, Leclerc, he's going for a ride, though, as he gets sideways and lands it. So holds on to 4th, and Eaglin's kind of been slowly reeling Carter in. Not very fast, down to 7 seconds, 103.6 to a 104 flat last time by. But he's not letting Carter get away, which crucially, if Carter does have a mistake or gets into a lapper or any of those things, these guys are still sitting here in his wake, hoping, maybe against hope, because we've seen Carter just take off and run with these things, but hoping that something happens.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to keep it under that 10-second mark, right? That shows you, okay, all they have to do is 1 fall off, and I'm there. I'm on him or past him. Braden Carter's been messing up that jump right there after quadding up into that outside line, going down. They kind of do like a bounce into the face triple, messing him up the last 2 times we watched it on him. So something to keep an eye out for. That is something that can come up and bite you weirdly, just like these ruts. Little things he's had mistakes in. Whoops seem to be the strongest part of this track. I think he likes 2 whoops sections back to back. You can see how flat they're getting. He was all right.
I mean, he was bouncing pretty early, and it got a little bit worse towards the end. It just takes 1. It just takes 1 for this thing to go completely sideways for the champ. We're now 13 minutes into this main event, so still 7 minutes, I should say, and a lap to go. And Carter's looking solid at the moment for his 30th career Supercross victory. We'll see if he's able to get it done. Eaglin having good rides right now in 2nd, and then Shirley 3rd, Leclerc still 4th. These guys have taken off, but it's Castellaneta who's quietly been hanging out in 5th. A good start to his night earlier in the heat race coming through, and then just right into the main event as well, having a strong result at the moment, sitting top 5. Another heat race winner in Rasmus Balzer finds himself in 6th, and I feel like Balzer is one of those guys this year that if he doesn't start up front, he's not going to finish up front. But when he does start up front, we're in for a hell of a good race, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I think Balzer gets my lit kit.
You like it?
For the 450 class, yeah.
I think I'm out on the pink rims, to be honest.
No, that was going to be my favorite part.
No,
One,
come on.
The boots look so sick. But matching, especially because it's the exact same color as the seat and the rims. Look at that. Look at that. That's hot. That looks like something that looks like a Team Tether bike.
I mean,
it almost looks just like the Team Tether bike if you just threw pink on it.
Let me get closer. I gotta see, because I feel like the pink is just like it's like just such a flat pink. Like if it was like a metallic sparkly pink.
Well, he's got like the
that.
light pink gear, but then his boots, his gloves, his seat,
the boots and the seat matching
and the helmet,
rims.
everything matches. So he's got 2 different shades of pink.
Yeah, you're right. It's solid. I don't love the pink rims, but I'll accept them.
You don't love the pink?
No, I love the pink all day long, but I'll accept the rims. Meanwhile, by the way, Carter had a bad lap last time by 106.7 versus a 104.7 out of Eaglin. We're down to under 5 seconds between the 2 of them, and I feel like I'm trying to build up a battle that isn't happening, but you just never know with these race leads. And look, we've seen plenty of times where a guy like Carter leads a majority of the main event just to throw it away right down the stretch.
He almost just... I hate when people touch the bales because you never know what's going to happen. Honestly, Lapper's in between Eagland right now, so he's probably going to lose some time to that. But there's like 4 guys between him. But I don't think Carter's out of it yet. I think they're too close. If you're within that 10 seconds, I don't think there's any time where he knows he's comfortable. A 6-second lead for Braden Carter, he's not like, oh yeah, I got it. He goes, oh no, I can't go down. I need to hit my marks and nail laps. And that's what he's trying to do. And Carter, so I think there's only 2 riders still in between them. Carter doesn't really have like an off switch on his speed. So even when he's trying to just hit his marks, he's still throwing down fastest lap of the race type stuff. So there's still a place for it to go. I forgot I had earrings on still.
I'll tell you what though, Seth Shirley just lit up the board his personal best at a 1:02.9 last time by, and he is keeping Eagland close. So this could also be a fun dynamic down the stretch if Shirley starts to push Eagland. Is that Carter down? It was! Carter was down in the whoops, and Eagland's taking over the lead. And here we go. Eagland, Shirley, Carter, they are all in the same screenshot right there, right now, with 4 minutes and a lap to go in this race.
Right
as Eagland almost goes over the bars, he has to really seat the triple. As Shirley got sideways, he made a mistake. Carter alongside doesn't get the pass done just yet, but he's right on him.
Yeah, Shirley slid out of that rut over that little double. Such a small double into that rhythm section is giving guys so many fits. Look at that, a different rhythm than Braden's on in the bad angle, so that's going to allow Shirley to pull away, even though he didn't hit that corner very cleanly. And now look at this, Carter right on the rear wheel of Shirley, 2.7 seconds from the lead. And we only have 3 minutes plus a lap to go as these guys are coming across the finish line. So this is heating up right down to the end. All of these guys are serious title contenders here. And man,
Wow.
Anyone else going to get caught up? No, they don't. 1 lapper between Shirley and the lead, but man, that was close call for the leader there.
Look at
Braden
this.
Carter.
Oh, he thought about it. Carter was trying to get Shirley sized up right there. We got the 20 machine in the way here. We don't have a number 20 on the track, so I don't know who that is. See if he gets out of the way this time by as Shirley jumps to the inside, and he finally just moves aside. Very nicely done right there. But Shirley versus Carter has been a saga that's gone on this whole race, and now it's not even a fight for the win at the moment as Eagland still leads 2.5 seconds to the good. Carter, I feel like wants to... Oh, Eagland just made a mistake coming out of that corner. Here's Carter tripling in again. Does he go for the big line this time? He's going to quad to the inside. He might dive to the inside. No, not yet. And they have ran right into the tail feathers here of Colby Eagland. Holy smokes, this race is going to get good.
Yeah, a small mistake right there by Carter. He cased it, so he was unable to go for the 5, even if he wanted to. Look at that. 3 guys, top 3, all in the air over the Supercross triple with just a few minutes to go. Braden Carter chasing Shirley, chasing Eagland, and this is an insane battle up front. Is this the best main event of the year?
It might be.
Probably.
It's going to get that moniker very quickly as Carter thinks inside on Shirley. They're going around a downed rider. That was Partillo on the 14. Carter on the rear tire got a great run through the whoops, but not close enough just yet. We are under 2 minutes, and look at how close this is for the race lead. 3 riders nose to tail. Can Eagland hold on? A mistake for Shirley. Does he get over the table? He does, but Carter might set up a pass anyway. To the inside for second, and the 1 machine gets the job done.
I think the best thing is both these guys know they're racing for first. I don't think Shirley or Carter are worried about battling with each other. So when you make one small mistake, I think Shirley instantly goes, okay, let him by, cut down, get a clean run, and work my way back up. I don't think they're the type to mess around for second place. They're going to race each other cleanly and respectfully. Huge mistake, though, behind them by Shirley as Shirley goes into the tough blocks on that elevated outside. So now it's a 1v1 battle for Braden Carter and Colby Eagland as they are right on the rear tire. And these guys have 1 minute plus a lap. I think they might come across the line with like a second or 2 to go. It's going to be so close with these guys.
Look at Carter in the whoops for the lead. Holy smokes, where did that run come from? Just a god tier line down the inside to make the pass, and to the front he goes. He wants to sweep Anaheim, and he's back out front again.
Yeah, Carter has that elite whoop speed when he needs it, and you said earlier, I said that's his best part of the track back to back. You said only 1 kick. That's where he went down and lost the lead, but that's also where he flexes his speed and skills and is able to take the lead back here with just about 1 or 2 laps to go.
Look at Eaglin. He's trying to size up some different lines. He cut down early in that corner, seeing if he can keep it close. Carter goes a little bit long right there. Man, you're right, Awood. This is going to be so close at the finish line. We're 10 seconds, 9, 8. Carter makes a huge mistake right there. Eaglin's going to close up. 4, 3, and we're going to have 2 laps to go instead of 1. Eaglin, can he find a way to get back through as we head into the whoops once again? Carter's got a great run that he figured out, but maybe Eaglin's going to read it this time and be able to figure it out himself. Carter down the right side of the whoops. Eaglin on top of them. Carter so clean across the top of those whoops. No problems whatsoever. And this time also clean down the other side. You're seeing that little rut established to the middle. Where is Eaglin faster if he even has a spot on the track at this point?
I honestly think it's these kind of tricky rhythm sections when Eaglin's been hitting them cleanly and Carter has been the one to show small little mistakes here and there. He's been going kind of long, kind of short on some jumps, as we see Shirley back there coming short on that triple out. So he's going to lose a little bit more time back to a 1v1 battle when he was kind of sneaking his way back in. But Braden Carter seeing the 2-lap board last time around is not what he wanted to see. He wished this was the last lap and he can go through, because now he has another probably minute and 10 seconds to go. I hate that jump to the outside, but Braden Carter might hold on to it as they get the white flag here at Anaheim 2.
1 lap to go in Anaheim, and it's not over yet. Eaglin is trying against hope to get back up there and fight him for it. Shirley wants to go after Eaglin for second, and he might have an opportunity as Eaglin misses the rhythm section. Shirley to the outside, cutting across. Eaglin gets back in position, and now they're just going to try to chase down each other as look at this, inside for Shirley, takes second place away from Colby Eaglin. Eaglin fighting back down the inside in this corner. Let's see if he goes for it. Oh, he slid the nose in. He was trying to make something happen, but it didn't work. Carter has got himself half a lap to go here in Anaheim, and he's going to sweep inside of his home race at Angel Stadium. Here we go. Shirley's going to get it as close as he possibly can. Maybe it comes down to cuts in the end, but Carter gets a triple in clean. Triple again. This quad's been a little bit dodgy for him. He's coming up slightly short, but doesn't go down. Now balls are in the way here on the final lap. Carter's just going to double in, triple, roll to the inside, trying to not get caught up in any of the mayhem, but he survives. What a race. What a moment. Braden Carter sweeps Anaheim in 2025. Shirley second, Eaglin third, and Eaglin looks pissed off. He disconnects right away as Leclerc tries to hold on for fourth. He's going to have this thing no problem. What a race, though. 3 seconds separate our top 3 at the flag.
That was insane. Leclerc's gear also low-key super sick. Man, to come out and win both Anaheims, having a really rough San Diego, but hey, you sweep the round that is about 10 minutes from your house. Pretty cool for Braden Carter right there. And to cement himself, grab the red plate again. Leclerc's got to be happy with that fourth. Tyler Lang, probably a hard-fought 6th back here. That race, man, it's still going, actually. That's not even a hard-fought 6th. That's still being a hard-fought race there. Luke Sullivan trying to make something happen here. Does he get it? Up the inside. Sullivan a little bit short, or else he probably was going to be able to give her the biscuits and send it up on the inside of Lang. Rasmus Balzer holding on to 8th.
You think if that's not his teammate, he goes for the kill?
I think if it's not the guy that runs the race series, he goes for the kill.
Yeah, that part of it too.
I'm
probably
murdering my teammate 9 times out of 10 for that, but he had to get that triple out.
Penalties are in, and nothing changes up front. It was as clean as it gets for a battle out front, and Braden Carter gets his 2nd win of the year. He's back on top, and he also has the red plate with it as well. What a damn race we just had. That was good.
Sick.
That was a sick one. It's not often in MXM we have those guys go like that and just so little mistakes. Like Carter obviously had the crash, but just so few mistakes during the main event. That was good.
I think it's funny because I feel like each guy actually had a lot of mistakes, but maybe only 1 fall-off crash per person. So there was a lot of mistakes that top 2, 3 were switching up so many times, but it wasn't completely ruining the race, right? Where someone goes down, falls off, and now they're 10 seconds back, and it's just not a battle anymore. That was one of the best races I've seen in a long time, and that was really cool. I'm glad I could make it and be here for that.
Well, Awood, we are so glad that you were able to join us as well as we come back in studio with you guys here to wrap this thing up. Oh my gosh, man, my heart's still kind of racing. I love races like that, man, where it just feels like the race goes by honestly too fast. Like I feel like I wanted 3 or 4 more laps of that to see if anything materialized as well. But Braden Carter, that's why he's the GOAT, man, of Supercross in this game. 30 career wins now. No one's ever hit the 30 mark before, but Carter does it. And he did it with style, man. He had to pass 2 of the best in the business to get there.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing what happened, it kind of makes you question San Diego even more and kind of seeing, like, what happened? Like, how did you have such a meltdown? But I do think sometimes it's those starts, right? If you don't get that start, he might get in his head, but when he's up front, that's what he likes. He likes being in those battles, and he's able to take that pressure and say, I'm battling for a top 3. That's the pressure he likes, not, oh crap, I got to make 19 passes
to
get up to where I belong. So that was a great battle by Shirley. My pick to win came up just short. Eaglin, awesome battle, man. All these guys out there. That was freaking sick.
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't get you guys excited to come back every week and watch more MotoOption Supercross, I don't know what will, because that is 3 of the best in the business just going at it for 20 minutes straight. And like even Leclerc, man, he had such a good race in 4th and probably only fell, like you said, once, maybe twice. And he still finished kind of a distant 4th compared to those guys. That's just the level that they were on here tonight in Anaheim. So that is going to do it for us here. Round 3 of MotoOption Supercross. A banger inside Angel Stadium, and sets us up for one hell of a fun Triple Crown next week in Glendale. I mean, Glendale itself, always a great race. So 3 of these main events with those guys out there, I think we're in for one hell of a good race.
Yeah, not sure. Haven't really looked at the track map recently, but Glendale, one of the best stadiums, biggest floors for a football stadium. So should bring some really good racing. This battle for the championship is still hot. We have so many guys, and these guys going to continue to try to separate themselves, continue to try to knock down Braden Carter from the top step, and see what they can do. It's going to be a good race next week. Thank you for having me here. It's good to be back. I will not be here next week, but we're going to try to be here as much as possible. Thank you to your daughter, Holly, for my beautiful earrings, too. Appreciate that. And good racing. Thank you guys all in the chat for being here. Glad to be back.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. That live chat during the main event was awesome. You guys are super into that race, and that's why we like bringing the action to you guys, man, to cover these races and hopefully once in a while get a banger like that one. So appreciate the support every single week that you guys deliver. It's massively appreciated and makes it so that I can afford to bring Andrew Wood all the way down here every week and stuff like that. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in to round 3 of MotoOption Supercross. Of course, big thanks to MotoOption Clothing and everyone that backs the series, RaceFactorGaming.com, and the Race Factor Gaming track crew for all the work that they do. And we'll be back next week for the Triple Crown at Glendale. But that's all for us here in Anaheim, and we'll see you guys next week in Arizona. So long for now.